Hey everyone, it's Purple Haze here. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I think you can because I did like a mic check not too long ago and it seemed to be good it seemed to be good. But I'm just so excited to see everybody here. I'm super excited because I found out just the other day that Prince of Persia's DLC gets dropped next week. And y'all know Prince of Persia is like kind of a contender for my game of the year. So I'm really, really excited about that. Shout out to Estadia out there who gave me that information. But this is not about me. It's about the person there in the title. I'm so excited. Y'all know it. I get excited about doing these interviews. And this is a really cool one, right? Because I think this is the first spouse interview I've done. I've done a couple interview where they were couples on the same show, but I think this is the first spouse one. So I am really excited because this chick is so cool, and we're going to talk about that, right? And so, but without further ado, I want them to kind of introduce themselves, and then I'm going to give them flowers all over the place because they are doing so much in life right now. But with that said, let me bring them on. Duck, what's going on?
Hi. Nice to see you. Well,
Hey.
sort of.
She can see it. She can see chat. Hey, Duck, what's going on? So, y'all, she was like super motivated and dedicated and wanted to do this. And we're not going to spoil. If y'all know, you know. So I know Banana Killer's out there. She knows who Duck is. But we have a Shades of Purple alumni in the car with Duck. Duck, do you want to introduce them really quick? We're only going to talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So, for those that don't know, I'm actually ISO, the casual gamer. I'm his wife, aka the better Duck here. That's Mr. Duck. He's in the car. He's actually my driver right now. This isn't about you. But this isn't about you. This isn't about you. Excuse you, mister. You have your own stream, and you had your own interview. Thank you.
Facts. I was late to mine too.
See, I'm punctual. I was super motivated. We're actually on our way back from work right now. And so I was like, hey, I have this stream to be on, so you're driving home. And yeah, so he's here next to me.
I love it.
But,
Oh my goodness, I love it. So y'all, if y'all don't remember, ISO Motion Gaming, we did his Shades of Purple back. ISO, I think it was like 18 months ago. It was like around Veterans Day 2022. And we are so blessed to have his wife, Doug, to do this interview with us. So I'm excited to dive into this. She's super cool, right? Besides the fact that she's a gamer, and I love to interview other women gamers. She's also currently serving. Duck, I think I can say this, right? Like I kind of say.
I'm totally open with that. Yeah, I'm currently serving U.S. Navy. I didn't tell you this, but I've actually been in for, I think I'm going on 12 years next April.
Wow.
It's been 12 years. That's crazy. Oh my God. Oh, I'm old.
Oh my goodness. So Duck actually came in right as I was leaving. I did 12 right at 12. Oh. Wow. So she did. So it's like a handoff. It was like a handoff. You could only have so much going on. So yeah, so she's serving the United States Navy. So, like this is like they get better and better, the war fighters, and Duck is definitely in there doing her job to keep this country safe and free. So awesome stuff there. And that's not all, right? Besides the fact that she's an amazing just person, obviously she has to deal with ISO. But just joking. She's a gamer. She's a service member. But she's actually doing like some double duty here. So you all just got married, and did I hear this correctly that there's like a little Duck on the way? A little ISO?
Yeah, unfortunately, fortunately, it's a boy.
It's a boy.
We found out a week ago. So, Yeah, I wanted a girl, and if it was gonna be a girl, we were gonna say it's like a baby duck, but it's a little baby ISO, guys. So there we go.
I think it's all so. Eventually, we'll get the little baby duck, right? I think it sounds like you're going to go for it
Mhm.
again. Maybe is it too soon? Too soon?
I keep telling everyone's like, it's okay, go for the next one. I was like, can we get through this one first? Let's get through this one
I
first.
hear you.
But
I
we've
hear
always talked about it. We've always wanted two, you know. So hopefully the next one, because after that, you know, Duckling Factory's over. Like that's it.
Oh my gosh. Like you're done with that. Oh my goodness. So this is super cool, Duck, to finally get to talk and I know we have been planning this. Thank you, ISO, for helping coordinate. Again, we're not going to talk about ISO too much in this one because it's about Duck. And so with that said, Duck, how would you know, ISO always says he's like the something casual gaming at its finest. How would you consider yourself as a gamer? And on top of that, we're curious, why are you Duck?
Okay. So I was like because he's a casual gamer. Um, I think he's more than just a casual. He has so many different platforms that he's tried, and that he loves to just always try the newest thing too. For me, I am just like I love playing indie games. I love playing like little pixel games or anything like that. The only like maybe toxic hardcore game I play is maybe Valorant. And if you guys watched ISO stream ever, and you've seen him play with quote unquote the zoo, which is myself, my cousin Llama, and my cousin Pengu. Me and Pengu are nowhere near these two, by the way. We kind of just go out and we bait. Or we run around with heels because we're the support team, you know. I am just super casual. I love anything that I can just kind of cuddle up or just like, you know, pass time with, especially because I am active duty. I do work all these crazy hours. So something that doesn't take a lot of brain power for me. So like super, super casual is what I always say whenever I pop into his streams or anything like that. Because if he's casual, I'm super, super casual. And that's how it is. As for my name or my gamer tag, which is Ultra Ugly Duck, super funny, hilarious story, and it has to do with my older brother. So my brother gave me his Xbox 360. I think that's what he had gave me when he got his Xbox One, and he was like, I was like, okay, how do I use this? Like, what am I doing? And he goes, here, just like you got to make your in-game name first. And I said, okay, cool. And I was like, I wonder what I'm gonna put, you know. And I thought, being the little sister, I'm just gonna copy his gamer tag, some sort of way, with my own twist and variant. And then he goes, you should put it. And I was like, don't test me, I will. And so I actually put it, and let's take it. Like a similar name, and it said Ultra Ugly Duck. And he looked at me, and he was like, bet you want? I was like, bet I will. And I clicked it. And that's kind of how that stuck. And I kind of forgot about that because I played the Xbox 360, and then my other brother gave me the PS3, and I think I created a whole different one with that, and I didn't until my brother got Xbox one that he had got. I don't remember, but I was like, oh yeah, I remember this name. Yeah, and I'll stick with that. So that's kind of where my gaming name came from. Everyone just calls me Ducky. I hop in my friend's stream all the time. Shameless plug, Phoenix Fights, but I hop on her stream all the time, and it's always, I love it, especially on Valorant. Everyone's like, you're not ugly, you're beautiful. Or like, they'll be like, yeah, you hella ugly. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, you have no idea.
Oh my
So
goodness,
it's
I
a great
love
conversation
this.
piece, and that's why I kept it.
I love that. So if would you say when you during that time, the Xbox 360 era, would you say that's when you started gaming?
True and true. I will say this: I am a Nintendo gamer through and through. I've always had, like, me and my brothers, my cousins. we're very, very close. And so we always shared like any console that we had. But as far as gaming goes, it goes back to like diapers, man. We had the freaking PS1. We had like the freaking Genesis. We had Nintendo ones, and then I forget the other one. It was the one that we had to blow on the console. So the 64 was the best one. I would say that's when maybe like if you really want to go throwback, like that's when I really started gaming, because the Nintendo 64s, if they made a mini version of that, like they did the other little consoles, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. Like no questions asked. I would totally get it, because that's where we started. I think when I started playing like Black Ops or Call of Duty, I tried it, and I did try on the PS3. The 360 that my brother gave me was really to play Plants vs. Zombies. Don't hate, I was a child, but like Plants vs. Zombies and what is it, Garden Warfare. Those were the games that I played on the 360 because I was a child, and those games were cute and fun. So it kind of truly started gaming, truly getting into that gaming era. I would say more or less was started in diapers, playing with the Nintendo, because my family's a big gaming group. Any Sunday dinner we had, everybody always brought whatever console they wanted to. And we would always just be playing with each other. And whatever game that just came out, or like go-to games, would always be like whatever anybody had brought.
Wow. So this was like a family affair. So you grew up with gaming.
Okay.
So and the reason I asked about the 360 was because I always try to figure out where are people's like first gaming memory or the first profound gaming memory. So since you said it started back like with a family thing, is there like a first memory that you have with gaming where you're like, okay, this is cool, or like something that introduced you to gaming, or was it a game? Like, is there some type of like, if you had to go back to your earliest gaming memory, what would be like the most fondness of those memories?
Oh, Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario is probably, as silly as that sounds, that is my first gaming memory, and it has to do with my grandpa. So my grandpa, I'm first gen in the U.S., along with my cousins. My parents and my aunts and uncles, grandparents, they all came here from the Philippines. And my grandpa, who is not tech savvy, he came from a province in the Philippines, doesn't know how to use anything, but he loved the game Dr. Mario. And into the early 2000, like, or late,
Do we still have Duck? I think we lost Duck. Oh my goodness, this is a good story too. Duck, are you still there? Hold on, we're gonna give her a second. Can y'all still hear me? Can you still hear her? Let me know. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Duck, are you there?
I can hear you. I think I dropped for a second because we went through a little tunnel area. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. You dropped right around where you were talking about your grandfather from the Philippines, province.
Yeah, his favorite game is Super Mario on the Nintendo, and that's where like we all kind of. It didn't matter when he was older, or like how old he got, or how old that console got. Even if we could give him the newest stuff, that's what he wanted to play. So, Dr. Mario, he could get like past the level 20, like that was like the cap. He could go past that, and he could keep beating them, and we would just sit there and be like, it's dropping at like 0.2 seconds. Like, how are you beating this level? Like, how are you doing that? He gave it to me one time, and I ruined his streak. So, yeah, Dr. Mario is like my most fondest. Yeah, he couldn't get mad at me. Like, what was he gonna do? But we learned how to play Dr. Mario, and he would just be there, and he would tell us like, no, don't do that. No, rotate it now. No, do this. And we're just like, we're just gonna hand the controller back to you. You can beat it. I just want to watch you play at this point, because how you can do this so quick, so fast, and you're like 70 something, you hold on to it. He was 95 and he could still play that game and still beat us.
Wow, that's an amazing. So we haven't had a story like that where we had like a grandparent who is actually the we have siblings, we have cousins, we have parents, we have grandparents who gave consoles, but not actually a grandparent who was like the gamer, and especially Super Mario, like the high end the eye hand, because there is eye hand coordination, right? You're trying to turn the pill
Yeah.
to land, so there's like amazing motor skills in this.
It was just so interesting because, like I said, it's not like he was into any other game. It was just always Dr. Mario. That's what he wanted to play. When he figured that all of us were done with the Nintendo game, that he picked it up one day and he was just playing it. But that console, I believe, came from like my older cousins that had just left it at grandparents' house. So from me down to my younger cousins, there was always a Nintendo at our grandparents' house. And when we turned it on, that's the game that Papang wanted to play. And so again, just watching him play it, we were just like, yeah, we want to try it. Every single one of us probably ruined his streak at one point or another, but he would just build it back up and just keep going. And it was just more fascinating to watch him do it because my grandpa, by like 80, I want to say 80, this little old man who had rheumatoid arthritis and couldn't really straighten out his fingers could probably be anybody that I know and get to level like 30 something on Dr. Mario and still beat the level. And I'm just like, I can barely get past like 9. Like I suck.
I disagree. I love this. Like this idea, like not this idea that your grandfather kind of, that's the memory you have of family and gaming. And I can hear it in your voice that it still like brings you like joy just thinking about that. Like you're thinking about this, you're watching your grandfather play and just being mesmerized by it. Super cool.
Yeah, he's like one of the most influential people in my life, and just like never, I guess the way that you had brought that question, I guess I never really put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, like he was even part of like that gaming journey that you said. I guess like he was just there and I'm like, yeah, this is great. I want to watch you play. Like I don't even want to play. I want to watch you play.
I think it was almost a lot of, and I tell people that, like, I tell people sometimes gaming isn't always about playing, but just being there and with someone like that experience. Because definitely, I don't know. Sometimes when I would play with my brother, there was a time where I was like the coach to him and watching him play, and it seems like this time you were kind of like the cheerleader to your grandfather
Yeah.
as he's like going up the levels and stuff. So that's super
Mhm.
cool. I love that. Oh my god. So, all right. So Dr. Mario, obviously that's like your NES game. If I had to say, like, because you said you were like Nintendo, and I think
Mhm.
Nintendo is the most amazing gaming company of all time. Uh,
Thank you.
I
Later.
love
Just
it.
kidding.
I will always defend Nintendo until they do me wrong. So Dr. Mario, what's your Super Nintendo game?
Oh, I don't know. I think that was the one where my family, like the older cousins, were like, "No, don't touch that one." Like,
Oh, Super
'cause they,
Nintendo, they didn't want to touch it?
yeah, they were kind of just like, "No, don't touch our stuff." And then, as far as me starting the game, I'm telling you, it was the 64.
Okay,
Had
so
to
let's
be
go
the
to 64.
64. Yeah. So Mario Kart. It breaks
Mario
friendships.
Kart, you're a
It
Mario
tears
Kart.
up families. Man, let me tell you, the Nintendo 64. That is Super Mario. What is the other one? Mario Party and Mario Kart. So we were a big like Mario family, especially because at that point in time, my younger cousins and I could play the games together. Because the older cousins, we were the baby cousins. Like it splits kind of half and half down the middle. We're all pretty close in age, fairly close in age, but I was too little to hang out with the big kids, so I would always be with the little kids. And so that 64 era is when I could play with my cousin that was a year younger than me, and the other one that was 4 years younger than me, and we can have a good time without trying to kill each other. But I'm telling you, Mario Kart broke family ties because man, I would get so mad when my cousin comes out of nowhere with a red shell and I'm in first place. And then all of a sudden, I get to 7 because he had done it at the very end, and I was like, "I'm done playing this game."
Oh my god. and then you come back. And so I just want to say welcome to everybody. Welcome if you're just joining. I see Extra Life reviews. Y'all, if you want to go check out Extra Life Mel and all his greatness. It was last week's Shades of Purple guest. Great episode, Mel. Thank you so much. Y'all definitely go subscribe over there if you haven't checked out his gaming content. And also King Styles, what's going on? And for everybody, we are just talking to Duck, wife of ISO Motion Gaming. So this is the first time we've actually had the spouse of a gamer, of a former guest on the show with their own episode. So that's super cool. And Duck is just telling us a little bit about her first gaming memories growing up. We're about to dive a little bit more into N64. But, you know, we also just want to, besides the fact that she's just a super awesome gamer chick, besides the fact that she's a super awesome active duty Navy service member, she's also carrying little ISO in her right now. So we just want to say, like, she's doing it all. She's doing it all. You know, living her best life right now. So thank you again. You're doing awesome. So talking
I
about
love that. I say that all the
N64.
time. Living my best life.
So talking about N64. So you're a Mario person through and through. Like your Mario Kart is your game. Do you still play it today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're still all in it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Cool.
and Pokemon. I will say that Pokemon Stadium was another one.
Really? You
that
liked
was the
Pokemon
mini
Stadium?
I did, and Pokemon Stadium too. I think was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago. ISO surprised me and bought me, because I never had my own 64. I had it, my cousins had it. That's how we would play. He had surprised me and bought me my own Nintendo 64. And he bought me Mario Kart, Mario Party, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, and the Super Mario game. And I was just like, I think I cried. I'm being quite honest. I think I cried because I was just like, oh my God. I'm like, there's no way. And we ended up having to get like an adapter for it to be used on my TV, but I busted it out. And as soon as I heard the Pokemon Stadium, like that intro, I was like, oh my God, the nostalgia. It hit me tenfold. And then so I had my cousins come over from 30 minutes away, by the way. I was like, hey, you guys need to spend the night. We need to recreate some kid memories here. And 2 of them showed up. The other one lives about an hour and a half away, so he didn't make it. But 2 of them showed up, and we were literally playing Pokemon Stadium, like the mini games. And I don't know, for those that have played Pokemon Stadium, as a child, that memory game with Clefairy, you wanted to cuss at her because she was like, no, I'm pretty sure it was a right, side, left, up, down. And you got like, you look at each other, you're like, no, it's right, down, upside. And it's like, no way. So we just did it. And we were playing with the hard, because we're like, oh no, we're adults now. We can do this. We can totally beat these. We can totally beat these robots. Like, we can totally do this. We can totally the bots. Why did we lose by 1? Like, we're like, this is 20 years later. Excuse me. How did we lose? I'm confused. And then, yeah, so the Ekans game, or the other one was the Metapod game with Kakuna, and you have to like time the rocks, and I've.
Oh my goodness, I'm remembering. As Duck's talking. So I played.
Like, we can totally beat the bots, and here me and Pangu, and we're just like, we suck. Like, we are not good. We are not good players. Then we put up Pokemon Stadium 2 just for shits and giggles, and played some of the mini games on that. And again, for those that actually played it, there's that counting game with the little baby Chanseys and the little baby Jigglypuffs, Igglypuffs, and I forget what the other one's called, but I lost count because I forgot how the sound is. It's like a little ant buzzer, and I started cracking up that I didn't even watch the first round of little Pokemon that ran by. You're supposed to catch them, or you're supposed to count them, and I just ended up dying laughing because I was like, "This is amazing!" And my little cousin looked at me. He was like, "Why are you dying? Why are you laughing so hard?" I was like, "You don't understand. I haven't played this game in like 20 years. Like, me, I'm exaggerating at this point, but like, I was like, I haven't played this game in 20 years. So it just sounds hilarious. I just remember your cousin, my brother's gamer tag is the Mark to Mark Go. And I was like, you don't remember your cousin, your mom playing this, but he used to like cover our eyes and like push us out the way so we would get the wrong answer. So,
So,
like it brought back all the
awesome.
memories.
Oh my goodness, that's so amazing. So you were playing this on, what were you playing, Pokemon? What were you playing it? Were you playing on
We were
Nintendo
playing
Switch
it
only?
on, no, we were playing it on the 64 because ISO had bought it for me.
Oh,
For I think my, what was it, my 28th birthday, I think? That's when he had bought it. So, yeah, he surprised me, like I said, with Pokemon Stadium 2, Mario Kart, Mario Party, and Super Mario. So I just started, I told everyone, come over, like we gotta play these games.
yeah,
'cause
my goodness.
it's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, because when you're younger, you didn't think about keeping these
Sound.
consoles.
I know.
You know,
It's I know there's a couple of people in chat who keep talking. There's some consoles that they want from their childhood, but you're actually talking about like the game that and you're playing. The thing is, you're playing the game. Like
yes.
when I play, so I was like, when N64 came out, I remember Star Fox and GoldenEye. Those are my N64 games. And I'm like, I think when GoldenEye came out, like I think I was an adult at that time, but or maybe I wasn't. I don't know. I forget when I first played GoldenEye. But either way, uh like if I go back and play GoldenEye, right, like the controller is weird.
Right?
It,
Right.
like that's when when you're saying you played it again, I'm like, did you experience that with the controller? Like playing with an N64 controller? It's like very
Why is it shaped like that?
yeah, it's like I'm trying to see if I have one. I think I do have one. I actually think there is one back. I may actually go get that by the end of the show. But it's like this weird, like I don't know if it's the right hand that grips the middle or if it's the left hand. It's just weird.
I don't remember anymore because it's been so long since I've ever played it, that when mind you, I grabbed this, like, I'm just so excited and the cousins get over and we're holding it and I look at my cousin, I was like, the youngest one, mind you, he's 18. So he didn't experience any of this when we were younger because he was born by the time digital cameras were a thing. And freaking at that point, it was like, what were we on? The Wii at that point? But he looked at me, he was like, okay, how do we hold this?
It is. It's
bro,
weird.
I don't even know. I was like, you kind of switch your hands between the three, I guess. I'm not like what?
Oh, it's meant to be. They're saying Extra Life is saying it's meant to be alternated. What? I don't remember
Oh,
that.
see, so I was right. You kind of just like move your hand as needed.
Really? Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm gonna have to go. Wait, let me go get it because I want to go show because we got Fastest in chat. I want to go show this controller. Duck, give me
That's
1
fine.
second. Give me 1 second.
I just got home, so I can actually switch to my computer and headset and everything, so we have better connection and better.
All right, so I'm gonna put a waiting screen on. Y'all give me about a few seconds. Duck, I'll give you a few seconds to get set up. So y'all, this is the first time we've ever showcased this. So give me 1 second. And we're back. Duck, are you still there? She's still coming back, y'all. But I want to show y'all this. So I went and got this because I just recently realized I have this not because as I was building my my gaming. Okay, so Duck's coming back here in a second. We're going to talk about this. This is what we're talking about. This is like an actual N64 controller from an N64. And there she's back.
Okay, there we go. Can you hear me? Is this a
Yeah,
little
we
better now?
can. We can
Okay.
hear you. Duck, I have it.
Oh, see?
So I have it. Like I'm trying to figure out like so you're saying it's meant to be alternated? I don't remember how to do this. Like I know the center thing is like a thing. but I
Tell me
forget
what.
if it-
Okay, so like imagine you're playing Pokemon Stadium 1, that mini game where you have Ekans, and you have to like use the joystick to or not Ekans and Ditto, and you gotta like angle and throw your little Ekans around the little thing. How do you hold that? Tell me where would you?
How? Like it's weird. Like I just realized when you were talking about playing on N64 again, because people have talked about N64, but I don't think I've ever talked to someone about it. Like, oh yeah, I just recently played it and I enjoyed it, and I'm like, I'm trying to, and so that's what came to my mind is like, how would I play Tears of the King or not? Ocarina of Time, right? I'm a Zelda.
Yeah,
I'm a Zelda fan, and so I'm like, I don't know, y'all.
How did you
Y'all-
play Star Fox? Huh? You had
That's
to,
what I'm
you
trying
had
to
to shoot,
Yeah.
and you had to, like freaking steer the ship and your freaking little aircraft, and you gotta. Nope,
I don't know. I don't know.
Yet. I think that was on my list because I had a list of games that I wanted back. Like I said, Nintendo 64 was the one that my cousin had, and they lived right across the street at one point in time. And so literally I'd be like, okay, bye mom, dad, I'm going over to cousin's house real quick. And we literally would just sat there and play this game all the time. And so there's a list of games. Like there was Star Fox, like one that is one of the games that you have played that I have played.
Yeah.
There was one with little tanks on it. I think it's just called Tanks, and we just love the shit out of that one too. Just a lot of games that were on there that we would play, and I don't remember how you play some of them. Holding that because your hand would get stuck on one side if you're holding it in the middle.
You're holding it. Like that's what I was just trying to think. It's like how do you hold and if I remember because Pokemon Stadium was that one. I'm not even sure if this technology existed, but in my mind, I remember this being a selling feature of Pokemon Stadium. Could you take your Game Boy game and put it in the controller some way?
Yes.
That was Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah. That's the one where you had to get an attachment, and you could put red, blue, and the yellow game, and you can plug it in, and you can get your actual Pokemon and battle other people with your Pokemon in Pokemon Stadium. And they did the same thing for Silver and Gold for Pokemon Stadium 2. And so that was a thing because, like I said, Nintendo was a big thing for our family. And we had, and I'm not joking, we had everything from the Game Boy Color, to the Advance, to the SP, to the DS, to the 3DS, and to the point where we got the 3DS XD, XL, whatever the heck it is. We've had that all up until now. And then we've had the Wii, we've had the Wii U, and mind you, I think it was Doc Dark that said this at one point. For those that slept on the Wii U, you slept on the Wii U because it was a game changer at one point. Okay, like you changed my mind. Try. It was a game changer. And then now to the Switches because we have. Well, I bought ISO a Switch OLED. I think that was the second year that we were together. That was his birthday present. But I have a Switch of my own, and we've had damn near everything that you could have had for Nintendo. So we went through the whole nine. So I've had almost all the Pokemon games that you.
What? So you've had Duck? You still there? Tara, we'll wait for her.
But yeah, so Nintendo is super funny because aside from that attachment, I think I saw a meme the other day or just a picture, and you were the coolest kid on the block if you had everything. I don't know if you did this. If you had the Game Boy Color, You're smiling, so I know that you think. I think I know what you know. You're laughing about, but it's if you have the Game Boy Color. For those that are in chat, you were the cool kid on the block. If you had the light that went with it, the little magnifying so you didn't strain your eyes, you had the freaking battery pack so you didn't run out of juice, and all this other stuff, right? And all the little attachments. And there's some attachments I didn't even have, but I was just like, damn, like we really gamed on that, like. Like we really played on that. Like, wow.
You did. No, I'm laughing because so you probably know why I'm laughing because I was like, no, we didn't have color. You kids, we didn't have color on Game Boy. What are you talking about? Like we didn't have
Yeah,
that.
you had the one before.
We had the brick. We had a
brick. Yeah. So my cousin just got his daughter one recently. And one of these the gaming console, gaming cons and gaming convention. That's what I was trying to say. I can't English anymore. But he said, hey, if you see one, grab one. So I grabbed one for my niece. And I looked at it and I was like, damn, this thing doesn't have any color. Like, this is black and white. We really wanted this? Hello? The screen is like smaller than like half your phone now.
Small. It's like super small, but you could do some Tetris on that thing. Like
Tetris. Oh my god.
On that is like that. I mean, so like, yeah, it's a brick. It's actually interesting. Like, if you ever go to the Nintendo store in New York, they have a Game Boy from the Gulf War that was like blown up and it still runs. It's kind of crazy. It's true story. If y'all ever get to go to they have like this little Game Boy museum inside that store.
We were there briefly, and if we had more time, I think that was the one place I definitely wanted to go, but we didn't have enough time. Yeah.
You have to come back.
That's fine. And then we can link up.
Yes, you got Fleet Week. There's like there's a bunch of these like Navy people running around during that week.
West Coast to East Coast a lot. They don't want to send me like that anymore. They actually used to. And then somebody was like, you know, that's a lot of money that we spent on sending this one person over there. And I was like, shh, you don't have to know. You don't have to say anything.
What are they doing? Who's coming? Who's coming the military budget? Where are we doing?
Yeah, who's penny pinching right now? Come on now.
Like, really, out of all the things that can penny pinch, we're doing this?
Mind your business. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god, I love this because we don't really have to, like I said, we don't really have people who are like purely Nintendo. We have a lot of people who say, hey, I started on Nintendo and then I went to PlayStation, then always 360 comes up. Like I have no one everyone always mentions 360. So like I'm like, what? Microsoft had everybody. So for everybody who's saying like you're just hating on Microsoft. No, Microsoft did some at one point. I don't know what.
No, 100%. Because I think so between my family, there's 3 of us. I have 2 older brothers. And around the time that the 360 came out, so did the PS3. And that's kind of when they went through that's what started the console. In my opinion, that's what started the console wars. Because when the Xbox came out, which by the way, Halo, I love some Halo, and we can get back to that. But in my opinion, because of, I think that's where I saw the console war in the family. My oldest brother had the PS3, and my other brother had an Xbox 360.
Oh, this is an inner family.
Like, oh no, you don't know. Like PS5, the PS is better. Like, but mind you, we had the PS1, we had the PS2, but that was something that I guess that they had to share, right? Me being the kid, I couldn't have anything. Like, you know, younger sister, your baby sister, don't touch anything. You're gonna break it. By the way, don't know if my brothers will ever see this, but I'm gonna throw this out there. My uncle bought them the PS1 and the original PlayStation, and he said, "Hey, you have to play with your little sister. You guys gotta do it." That was the whole reason why my uncle bought it for them. I was like, "Yeah, you guys gotta share. Okay, it has to be for the 3 of you." He bought me. Don't know if anyone else did this. I was a big Spice Girls fan when I was a little girl. When I was like 5, I was the biggest Spice Girls fan. He bought me a game that had to do with the Spice Girls, and my brother hid the tape. Like, he hid the CD, so I wouldn't play. So they hid the only game that I was allowed to play, so I couldn't play because they were like, "Oh, you can't play our games because you have your own game." And I said, "Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense." They hid.
So you didn't get to. So you were not spicing up your life.
No, I wasn't. They didn't allow me to be my own little Spice Girl. Like it was crazy.
Oh my gosh, Doug, you're saying this, and I know who you were. Like as a kid, I know who you were. Like you're saying the Spice Girls, you're saying Pokemon. I like know who you were. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
I know exactly.
I was that one random little kid, and that may be the reason why my brothers didn't want me to touch this stuff. And they're like, "Yeah, you're not gonna touch my stuff. Like, don't do it." But yeah, to me, console wars started with PS3 and the Xbox 360. 100%, because like the 360, they were going good. They were going strong. There was a lot of like that's when my brother got it. My little brother had the 360. My other cousin brought a 360, and then the oldest cousin bought a 360, and then the only two, and then the only two that were actually playing on PlayStation in my family were the eldest brother and my eldest girl cousin. So they were the only ones that were playing on the PSs, and the rest of us were playing on the 360. You know, the younger cousin's still on the 64 because, you know, boo us. But like, and that's when I think, I'm sure that they did it more, or may have started it, I may be too young, playing online on the Xbox or even the PlayStation 2. But I didn't do any of that. Like that wasn't super big from what I remember. It was when Black Ops Modern Warfare came out on the PS3 and the 360. And then that's when everyone was like, nah, it runs better on this. It runs better on that. And coming from the girl that just watched the brothers play, I didn't see any difference.
Shh, don't say that.
I can say it. I'm going to say it because I'm going to sit here and be like, look, listen, for the person that wasn't allowed to touch your stuff, it looks pretty much the same. And I think that's what also pissed off my brothers. Because, you know, one of us playing in the living room, the other one's playing in the bedroom. And, you know, I'm like looking at them like, I'm pretty sure they look the same, but whatever. Like, you know, and of course, I'm a better player than you. No, I do better than you. And I think it was when my brother was playing Black Ops 1. And he was playing in the living room. My dad and I were just watching him. And it's the eldest brother. He's playing on the PS5. And he was kind of like dogging on my other brother and was like, nah, I play better than you, whatever. My dad was like, oh, well, what place are you right now? He goes, man, I hit third place. And I was like, well, that's crazy because you're not first and you died. And my dad goes, that's it. Get out the living room. You're just going to make him mad. Go back to your room. I was like, but I'm not lying.
Oh my goodness. Look at you just starting little, you're like, something tells me you're super sassy with that too.
Yeah, probably. Like I am a very sassy person in general, I think. And it started real young.
I love this. And for y'all in chat, I see everybody. Welcome, Lo-Fi. Mr. Urban World. Lester, I see you. In Urban, just so you know, this is actually Poland Spring from the dispenser. So just so this is spring water. I just want you to know that. I have to put that out there because Poland Spring is sponsoring today's stream. Joking. They're not sponsoring today's stream, but it is Poland Spring water. So no, but we're just talking to Duck. And I'm gonna start putting you, just so y'all know, Duck is married to some other person that we've randomly had a stream. I can't even remember his name now, Duck. Really? Okay. I'm like,
I know. I'm the main attraction. I get it. You know, he's kind of like the what is that? What do they call it? Like the pre-shows. You know, like the intros. The warm up. Yeah, I'm the main attraction.
Yeah. He's like, he's just on the card. He's just like boxing. I forget what they say. They say something like on the card. I can't remember.
Yeah. I know what you're trying to say. I get it.
Yeah. So this is super cool because you're like actually talking about from a different perspective, right? Yeah. A lot of times we come on and we have these other gamers and they'll be like, oh, I was Xbox 360. And we always get that. Like, I don't think I ever have had someone who admits that they were PS3 initially. Everybody's always like, "Oh, I was Xbox 360," and for me, I was like, I was fighting a war. I was like, I didn't even know I was fighting a war. But I think it's super cool because you're right. This is where this is like where it started. Is
Mhm.
that the 360 was doing really well at this time, and I think the PS3 was not. And then then you had like a Red Ring of Death.
Excuse me. What did I say? This is not about you, Mr. Mans.
Oh my goodness, man. In actual life, he's the tech demo, you're the full game. So yes, there we go.
I love it. Yeah. He beta tested. You were beta testing with him.
Oh my goodness. Isa's gonna get so so yeah, but so that was super, and you're right, they were very similar. Like certain games may have looked a little bit better here or there. And then I think there was even some people would say, like, I'm better in this like on this system versus this system, or this. It got like really weird. And it's really telling because people still hold on to this. Like this actually, I think, emotionally scarred a young, and I'm gonna say a young man, because I don't really hear like if a woman console wars, it's like,
because it's a debate, man. It's a debate. Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. We have that thing, but when ISO started doing What a Warrior with Doc and Dakota, you know, they all talked about like, oh, PC mastery. So, you know, PSs or or the Xbox, and especially Doc with the Xbox X and the PS5. I'm gonna tell you, and like, I think I had this conversation with ISO offline. Okay, ISO, you guys are talking about all these specs, all this like, oh, 1440p and how it matters with this, and how you're playing on like a TV with OLED or whatever. I'm telling you from a casual gamer's perspective, right? Because you guys always talk about from the Joe Smo perspective of things and this and that. I'm gonna tell you right now, they all look the same to me. He has a PS5 in the office room right now with a 55-inch TV, 1080, and then I have the Xbox on an 85-inch in our living room. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if I walked to the living room and played a game on that TV versus that TV, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Well, the TV in the living room looks bigger, and I guess it looks better because of that. Other than that, be mad at me. You can change my mind. Be mad at me. It looks great when I play fucking Switch on that same 85-inch TV. So be mad.
No, Switch does, y'all. So this is for everybody, like, who, when you talk to like Duck, I told you we were going to talk about this, like gamer chick, you know, because so many people are like, I want a gamer chick. Like this is what you got to get. Like this is like the real world. Like, you know, we're not going to stroke your ego. We're going to like be kind of honest with you. If you didn't hear the subtle flex in there, 85-inch. Like that was the actual flex.
Yeah, that was a real flex. Is that we got an 85-inch?
You know, she threw that in there. Like okay, like that's a bit. I heard it. Like, you know, like if you know what to listen for, you know what to listen for.
Exactly.
It wasn't about. It was like, oh, okay, yeah. She dropped some coin for that.
Well, okay. So like you brought it up. Okay. When I tell people at work or they ask like, oh, you game, right? Like we talked about gamer girls. People are like, oh, gamer girls. Like I want a gamer girl or something like that. And I'm like, okay, if you get a gamer girl that's like me, we have almost everything. Again, you know, shameless plug ISO over here who wants to try everything in the world. Okay, Mr. I want a PS5. Now I want a ROG Ally after I bought the freaking
ROG Ally X.
ROG Ally. I'm so sorry. The ROG Ally X. You're right. On top of having already a Steam Deck. And by the way, everybody, you know, I'm going to blame Doc for this one because somehow these two, when you get them together, they're on the. I can hear this whole conversation. Yeah. I ran through my whole spiel with Doc before I talked to you, babe. And as if he's gonna give a whole presentation. So Doc, thank you for convincing my husband that he needed this ROG Ally X. After having to say out of everything, this is what he needed. He wanted to try the new thing, and I have to give it to him. He actually is playing the hell out of it. He seems to pick up that more than he does a Steam Deck. So I will give ISO credit where credit is due. But he uses it.
So
he uses it. But We have a PS5. We have the Xbox Series X. We have a Quest 3. We have the Switch OLED. We have 2 gaming PCs. And I mean, ISO's is really good, and I got all his pick-me-up parts. But according to ISO, all the little pick-me-up parts that I have, I won't even need to upgrade my PC for another like X amount of years, or so he says, right, guys? And then we have the Steam Deck.
Something tells me he said that for like something like little like, hey, look, if I'll give you these parts and you don't have to update, but I'll update mine.
Okay, so let me air his dirty laundry out here. He's getting his degree, and so his yay, let's clap for ISO. He's getting his degree, and I'm super proud of him. And the thing is, he wanted as a graduation present to upgrade some of his parts. Okay. I said, okay.
Computer parts, y'all.
Yeah, some computer parts. So he wanted to upgrade. And I said, yeah, you know what? You deserve it. Great. And then I said, okay, so I'm going to get all of yours, obviously. Because again, I told you, my family is a bunch of gaming nerds. So this is how it works in our family. Whenever one of us gets new parts, it goes to the next person. It's kind of daisy chained all the way down. And here comes my puppies. Hi, puppies. Sorry, you're gonna hear them because they love me more than ISO. They love me more than ISO.
I mean, we like you more than ISO. It's natural. Did we lose her? Did we lose Duck? There we go. We got Duck.
Oh, sorry. And in 2 seconds, okay, he takes his stuff, he upgrades it and everything. And then he goes, yeah, my parts were really good. I didn't need to upgrade my computer, but now you won't have to upgrade your computer for a while. I said, okay, cool. Again, coming from the gamer nerd that is super casual, I don't know the difference. Okay. But he hasn't updated my stuff yet, guys. It's still sitting off to the side. ISO. So
what are you doing?
Can I guilt trip him? Chat, can we guilt trip him to maybe do that this weekend?
Wait, so ISO has ISO updated. So first of all,
I broke purple. She's trying
no. So first of all, ISO somehow got an updated rig, got updated components to his PC.
Mm-hmm.
And he got you to buy off on, hey, I'll upgrade my PC and I'll give you my amazing PC downgrade part. You can have that. You will never have to update it. That's what he said.
Well, it wasn't that. It was like, hey, the PC that I have, when he did the whole presentation, right? I wish I could draw. I wish in the moment I could always draw like things, but I'm not a good drawer. Like I would love to just animate my life because some of the stuff that happens to me, you guys, like I would make a great little cartoon. But so he comes up to me, he has a whole presentation. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to graduate. I'm going to get these parts. Like, what do you think? And I said, yeah. If that's what you want to do for a graduation gift to yourself, yes. Right. Like I support that 100%. So I don't say, so what are you going to do with the extra parts? He was like, I was going to give it to you because it's not like I need to upgrade. I just want to upgrade. I said, okay, so I'm going to have a better computer. Cool. And I already have a pretty good one now. So I was like, okay, cool. And this is ISO. I love him to death. This guy gets us.
No, I want to hear the story. Duck, are you there? Duck, we lost you there for a second, Duck. You said this guy. What happened?
Cliffhangers. Oh my God. No, I was like, this guy upgrades his stuff in an instant, and here I am, still waiting for my parts. I'm still with my okay PC.
Your okay PC.
My PC.
ISO, what are you doing? ISO, what are you doing? Like this is like.
And you want to know what it is? It's because he pre-games with Doc. He pre-games his presentations to Doc, and he gets me with them. He gets me with these like super great.
This is the problem. So if y'all don't know, Doc Dark 1985, there's levels to this. I think his Shades of Purple is episode 12, 14, 16. He's somewhere in there. One of those even numbers. July 6th is his birthday. Don't ask me why I can remember this stuff, but I know his birthday's in early July. July 3rd. Maybe it's July. It's one of those divisions of 3. But either way, this is the most ridiculous thing I've heard because Doc gets his information from ISO. So ISO getting his information from Doc. It's just ISO giving Doc information to
on
give it
how
back.
to sway me. That's the thing. That's how, like, but you know, you want to know what's crazy though? You guys, we talked about it. We're going to talk about it a little bit whenever Purple asks the question, but it's because of Doc Dark that I met ISO.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Because, like, you know, so obviously, ISO, like, let's talk about, because how did this transpire? And then I'm going to dig a little bit further after that. So tell us, how did this transpire in your words?
In our meet cute, is that what you're asking? Our meet cute, is that what you guys call it?
Whatever.
No, somebody asked me about that this past weekend at work. They were like, "Oh, you guys have a meet cute?" And I was like, "What the fuck is a meet cute?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're like your cute love story, how you guys met." And I was like, "Oh, I guess it's kind of cute, yeah." So
that is such like a this had to be like a Gen Z or Gen Z.
Had to be because I was like, "What the heck is a meet cute?" And they're like, "How you met? Like your cute meeting? How you guys get together?" And I was like, "Oh, you're just asking us how this interaction happened." Okay, I got you. I love telling this story from my perspective. ISO, at one point or another, if you have watched his streams, he has, I think he has told our story, but I will tell it from my perspective. So we both worked in the same building at one point or another, and he was on one side, I was on the other side, but they had to do this volunteer program. They, like, for them, they were voluntold to be there. They had to be there, and Doc Dark was with him. And I know Doc Dark from my side of the house, and really great person. Love him, respect him. Really awesome person. I got to throw this out there, you guys. I had asked to get hooked up on a date by Doc. Okay.
You asked Doc to hook
you up? Because I asked him to hook me up at one point or another and said, "Hey, you guys have this big event that's going to happen and I want to go to it. But usually, like, somebody on the outside doesn't go to this event. You got to be like either a date something or whatever. And I said, "Yeah, hook me up with somebody, but I'm a respectable lady, okay? Just to put it out there. I'm a respectable lady. I don't want some random weird person that's going to expect something more." And he was like, "So you're asking for a unicorn?" And I was like, "Apparently, sure, I guess. Okay, whatever." And then he forgot about me. Doc forgot about me, never hooked me up, no nothing. Yeah, right? And I was like, okay, it's whatever. You know what? I'm just going to do me anyway. It's not like I wanted to get with anybody. I just wanted to do me. I want to live my best life. I'm going back to school. I'm working full time. I'm just going to focus on me, my family. Like, we got this. We're fine, whatever. But I wanted to volunteer for this event that they have. And me and a couple of my friends. So we went to go volunteer. And 2 days before, while I was getting the information from Doc where to show up, he has this like little glass turtle on his desk. And I was just like, "Oh, hey, that's a really cute Honu." And he was like, "What the fuck did you call me?" And I was like, it's a turtle, Doc, in Hawaiian. That's Honu. And he didn't even look at me. He just picks up the phone and calls somebody on the other end and just randomly goes, "Hey, thanks for my Honu." And I was like, "Why are you saying it like that? Like, what are you doing?" And the person, because it's on speaker, goes, "You're welcome." And he goes, "Oh shit, that's like actually a thing." I was like, "Why did you think I liked you? Like, where are we at here?" Like, excuse me. So he goes, "Okay, whatever." Hangs up, gives me the information. I was like, "Cool, be there tomorrow." He says, "Yeah." So I go, me and my friend get lost, obviously, and we're on the phone with Doc, and we're like, "Hey, like, his left turns and a right, and you'll be there." I'm like, "That doesn't make sense, but okay." So we get there, and ISO and another one of his friends is offloading a truck, a couple of tables out of this truck, and me and my friend were just chatting it up. We know Doc, so we're just like, "Oh yeah, whatever," talking. And I look over and I see ISO, and he's wearing a sweater. And I looked at Doc and I was like, "Hey, that's the guy that gave you that turtle, that Honu." And he was like, "The hell? How do you know that?" And I was like, "Oh, because he's wearing a brand from the islands. And unless you went there recently, unless you were born there, or you know about hula and Tahitian, you would know that brand." And when I'm telling you guys, ISO had a whole table in hand. He put it down. The other guy didn't even know. Like, he just put it down and turned around and was like, "How do you know that?" And tidbit of information: I've danced hula and Tahitian since I was 6 years old. I teach now, but what's it called? So he kind of looked at me and he was like, "Oh, so you know like about the islands and the island culture?" I was like, "Yeah, like I'm not a local or anything like that, but like, you know, I know about that because I've been around that my entire life." So the entire week, ISO out here chatting it up with me and everything like that, trying to find the right opportunity, ask for my number, and that.
Yes.
And that weekend we actually had our first date. But yeah, I think another one of the friends like that I had known, just by mutual people, was like, "Yeah, he likes you." And I was like, "Oh, I mean, I don't know. Like, me trying to play cool, trying, be respectful.
Don't give him too many hints here.
Yeah, trying to be what is it? Demure, very mindful. Not that lady." It's like a creepy dog.
Oh my, Doc Dark is in the house. Welcome, Doc. We're talking about you a little bit.
But yeah, so and then on the other end, ISO told me after the fact that when he was interested, one of his buddies he was like, "Yeah, do you think she's into me?" And I gotta give it to this friend. Mind you, we love him to death, but this guy, not Doc, different person, looked at ISO dead in the face, was like, "Nah, she's really just nice to everybody."
Oh!
Just really shot him down. Like really just shot him down. And I was like, "Oh, that's sad." Found out like another friend of ours, a mutual friend, was just like, "No, it was super obvious that ISO liked you because he's mean. He's just grumpy all the time. But over here, having a whole conversation with you, seeks you out, trying to be on the same side as you are, doing the same thing you are, And I was like, "Oh, he was into it." Yeah.
Got him. Oh my goodness.
That one.
This is so y'all, if you're just tuning in, welcome, Doc Dark. We're actually just talking about Doc Dark. We're talking here to Duck, and Duck is the wife of ISO Motion Gaming. ISO Motion Gaming had his own Shades of Purple here about 1.5 years ago, and so we're now talking about Duck, and we're getting all sorts of information about like her gaming journey and what her cute meet or meet cute.
Meet cute? Is that's what they call it?
Cute. Extra Life Reviews is telling us that is a millennial term. No, that is
not a millennial.
I do not know anybody in their 30s using the word meet cute. Definitely not in their 40s. I'm going to say that is a Gen Z term because they have to reinvent everything and wear 90s fashion wrong, by the way. So we're learning about their meet cute, and obviously Doc Dark was a really big
if you guys want a gamer girl or you guys just need help in general, get a guy like Doc. Because get a guy like Doc, he wingman the hell out of me. They told me this like I think a month or two after the fact, after we had officially started dating. So I was with a friend that had just got there, and I'm just trying to show him around. He didn't have a car. So I took him, I was like, "Hey, you hungry? Let's go out," right? Nothing, totally platonic. Okay, I just got to put that out there. Like this guy was totally platonic. He just didn't have a car. We were going to go at the volunteer event. So I was like, "Okay, let's go get some lunch." And in comes these 4 guys, ISO, Doc being one of them, and 2 other of their friends. And I like wave over to Doc just to say hi. Not that I was inviting them to sit down or anything. I just waved. But they walk over like they're going to sit down. It's like, "Oh, so we're all just going to have lunch together." Not the mean girls. I'm not the mean girl. I'm not going to be like, "Go away, you're weird." But I had already had my bag down. Like my drink was in front of me. We moved to a bigger table. Sort of. We kind of brought more chairs to the small table. We made it a bigger table. But as I got down from my chair to get another chair, I looked back and my bag and my drink moved across from ISO. And the 2 friends have already sat down on their end, and they kind of like turned the corner and they're looking out at like whatever scenery they're looking at. And Doc over here engages this other guy and they're having a whole conversation. So I have no other choice. I'm just sitting across from ISO. So ISO and I start talking. And we're just having a good time, just chatting it up. He's asking about like, why do I know about the island stuff and all this other like. So if you needed anybody, or if you have trouble, or if you're into a girl, get a guy
get a guy like Doc. Okay, so this is so strange. This is so
For seats, just to drink out of seats, just to.
so. Oh my goodness. So all right. So if y'all heard it there, if you want a gamer chick, you need to have a person like Doc to help facilitate this. Is that what you're saying? Is that
You need a wingman. You need
you
a
need a
wingman.
wingman. You need a wingman.
Doc.
You need a Doc. So
You need
did
a
Doc
Doc.
know you were a gamer chick or no?
I don't think he knew. I don't know, Doc. I don't think we even really talked about gaming until, for the most part, I guess at work I kind of keep myself a little private. Like I don't really have like a lot of people don't really know like what I'm into, and until they ask the right question. Because I don't just outright be like, oh yeah, I play Valorant and I yell at people on Valorant. Like I don't out myself like this, guys. But he had worked with me on a different level, and he just knew I was a nice person. So I don't think we've ever really talked about gaming in that aspect. And then it wasn't until I started dating ISO that I found out that Doc's the biggest nerd of my life and would swear up and down about like Xbox and all this other stuff. And that's when I was just, okay, whatever. That's why he likes PC now, flip flopper. Just kidding.
Well, I got. So here's the thing: like the current PC gamers are like, I feel like they need attention. Like they have to let everyone, like, I'm a PC gamer. It's like you just started. You don't even know how to put
Like,
together.
calm down.
Yeah,
Calm
like
down.
like okay, you know what a GPU is. Great.
Congratulations.
Did you do it? Like, can you even game better than a console based upon the PC you got? Like, that's the first thing, not gonna throw, like, if you got it from Walmart, you got it from Walmart. That's all I'm gonna say. And
Okay, you can say that, but I judge the heck out of him. I mean, my first gaming laptop. Well, okay, let me back up a little bit. I will say the Nintendo 64 probably is like, that's where I started gaming. I got consoles from my brother, but I did play PC. I started on PC when I was like 11 or 12, something like that. And my dad built me like a Frankenstein. It was my Frankenstein computer, but it worked. And I played MapleStory, and I was like, and that's when MapleStory was like the OG game to go to. It was like the grindiest game. You spent hours on it just playing MapleStory. For those that played it, you know my struggle. Okay. And Doc, I will say it through and through. How the heck did you want to go to Walmart to get your PC? Go somewhere else.
I don't know. So I started PC gaming, like, because I was a big Age of Empires person. And so that's when I first like started gaming on PC, like way back when. But I totally agree with you. If you're saying you're a PC gamer and you went and, for one, bought your PC, like you're like, okay, why?
Like I got my laptop from Best Buy. Like I got the MSI gaming laptop from Best Buy. Come on, Doc. Like I got somebody that knew about, and this is again before ISO, guys, because now ISO is like, no, don't do that, don't get that. That's not worth it. Like ISO out here,
He consults Doc.
No, he consults Doc about he consults Doc about how to approach situations to get me to say yes.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you think she's gonna say? Do you think she's gonna say yes? I'm just kidding, guys. Just so you know, like
all fun.
ISO's in his office. He's gonna walk out here and be like, "You outing me." But you know what? This is payback because you and Doc outed me on a What a Warrior podcast, episode 5. I don't know. You guys can go back to it. It's episode 5. And Doc asked, how do you know that your wife wants attention or your significant other wants attention? ISO out here was like, she makes noises. I was like, excuse me, you don't need to expose me like this. So this is my chance to get back at you guys.
No, this is your chance. This is your show.
This is my chance.
This is your show all the way.
The duck episode. What did we call it earlier? We said duck motivation. This is the duck motivation. Love
it. So this is where we're gonna go. If you want a gamer chick, really any significant other, what I heard, and let me distill it, right? You need to hang around, you need to have some trusted people who know some people that you may want to talk to. Like that's what you have to network and expand. Right? You can't just do it yourself. Like that's awesome if you can, but it's really cool if you have like someone who knows you, and most likely that person's cool, and most likely they know other cool people, and potentially that is how you will find someone. I mean, I know it's a groundbreaking idea, but you can still meet people in real life. I know. This day and age, it's who would have thought that's how we used to do it? And it seems from Wit that we found out. Thank you, Wit, for this. It would be Wit who's like a Gen Zer to say that this is not a Gen Z term. Wit is telling us that the term comes from the 1930s.
Excuse me? Meet cute?
I know. Meet cute comes from the 1930s. Wit had to put that out there. Like, do not put this on Gen Z. The term meet cute comes from the movie from the 1930s. That is, yeah, but Gen Z made it popular. How about that?
You know what? You want to know why? I think it's To All the Boys I Loved Before. It's on one of their movies. That's what the girl told me. So that's what I went with. She was like, yeah, you heard it on like all the To Always and Forever, I think is what she said, like whatever series that is. But I was just like, bro.
Whatever series that is. The disdain.
I was like, no, and the thing is, I have a lot of people at work that are a lot younger than me right now. And I say a lot younger than me, I mean like they're 21, and I just feel super old. I don't know if it's just because like
it gets like that. It's gonna because what happens is like as you like they start putting more senior people by themselves. Like you start to realize, you start looking down and you're like, why is it no longer fun? And it's not you. It's just because you don't have any of your friends around. Like you don't have anybody in your life.
Anybody that's near my age to like like just use the same terminology I do, I guess.
Yeah. They separate you. They put you on like little island, and they give you more work, and now so you end up feeling like super old because then you have to talk to this other person who thinks they know everything about the world, by the way. Because they saw like a TikTok video that like one video told them everything about the world. And they're like, yeah, and then and like I said, so then you're like, I feel so old because like you don't have any context for what you're saying. You have like no context. And so then you have to explain to them, then they're using language, and then they think they're if you're like 21 or 22 and you're telling me you're dieting and you have amazing results, I'm like, that's your metabolism. That's not your dedication to dieting or working out. That's your metabolism. You're 21 years old. Like,
oh my gosh. We worked out, I want to say 3 weeks ago. Mind you, nobody really knew at work I was pregnant, not until quite literally last week. So we worked out and I was like, oh my gosh, my back hurts. Like I dance Wednesdays. I dance for an ISO hates when I say this because I quite literally mean it. I dance for like 6 hours and I don't come home. And he's like, so you just hate me? You just don't want to come home? And I was like, okay, first off, Mr. Man, I am busy. Okay. I lead a busy life. And that's so not true. Cause I literally, when I'm not at work, if I'm not dancing, if I'm not with family, I'm at home. I'm a homebody by trait, but he like pokes fun. But yeah, I like was dancing the night before. I had like 3 classes. So 6 hours maybe. And that's a lot of cardio. But one of the girls, she's 20 years old. And we had just done doing some squats, some push-ups, light run, nothing too crazy. She's like, oh my God, my knees hurt, my back hurts. And I was like, let me show you something. And I like squatted really quick and you can hear my knees pop. And I was like, that is age. What you got is you're sore. This never coming back. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's really funny because I sit here, I hear them, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I hear somebody that's like 20 years older than me. They're like, yeah, cap. And I was like, don't ever use that terminology again.
You're like you use the wrong tone. You use the wrong type of inflection. It's don't say that again.
No, it's not that. Like, I think somebody at work was like, so yeah, so we're all good to get out of here, blah blah blah. So we're all gonna slay today. And I was like, no, sir, that's not the right term for that.
See, I think I'm in the age right now where I purposely misuse words, so I kind of identify with it.
You're the person that actually like sits there and we're just like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
but I do it on purpose. Like that's the whole thing because it's like a joke.
Right.
So I understand this. Like it's like, so we're gonna slain, killing. We're gonna kill it.
We're gonna kill it today.
So
I can do that.
We're gonna
right?
murder it. We're gonna die it. We're gonna die it.
We're gonna do it today. But like I was saying earlier, I was making a joke for those that are, like see it everywhere. We're very demure. We're very mindful. And some of the girls that I teach my high schoolers class, they say that all the time. And I looked and I was like, I don't want to be demure. I want to be a menace to society. And they look at me and I was like, do you know what demure means? And they're like, no. I was like, demure, like literally look it up. Demure means like, conservative, shy, almost, that's what they mean by very demure, very mindful. And I was like, no, you're being a menace to society. So let's face it. I want to be an absolute menace. I go around at work, actually. I'd say that if I wear glasses. I am blind to shit. Ask ISO, he hates it. I asked him to find my glasses. I have 3 pairs of glasses. I lose them very consistently.
I relate.
Yeah.
I relate. I wear glasses, as y'all have seen.
So I lose them every now and then. He has to go find them. But I tell people at work when I purposely take off my glasses, I am a menace to society today. That means I do not want to work and I want to cause chaos.
Yeah, and you're society owes that to you, Duck. Let me say that society owes you that. You can do that. You can do that.
My friend saw me. I couldn't find my glasses. I have glasses that I can drive with because they're sunglasses and they're prescribed. But my friend saw me from the morning. I didn't have my glasses, and he looked at me. He was like, "So we're gonna be a menace all day?" I was like, "Actually, the menace just can't see." So
always the menace.
This is how it's gonna work.
And
hi, Windstar.
Yeah, we have Windstar. Win easy, y'all. If y'all have not winning, thank you, Windstar, so much for joining. Look at this. Look how many we got. ISO was in chat earlier, probably still in chat. We got Windstar, Purple. We got Duck. Look at this. All these people who served or are currently serving United States military. Look at that. Love it. This.
It's because they saw it with Duck and they were very confused because I don't do these. I think, like I said, shameless plug, I am on my friend's stream like quite consistently. I'm one of her mods and she just likes having me on there because I'm there for chaos. Any game that you guys want to play, like I will somehow be doing something and I'm just off doing my own thing. Next thing you know, you'll hear me screaming and they're like, what's going on? I'm like either dying, getting mobbed by things. And they're like, how does this happen? I'm like, I don't know. It's just my luck. I'm just a support character. Keep me at the base. Like that's what I want to do. That's what I'm just here. This is what I'm doing.
Oh my goodness. I have to play. Like I played, what was it? You were saying how ISO is like, he says he's like casual gaming at his finest. And I was playing with him and I think Bio in, what game is it that we play all this? X-Defiant. And like, I'm trying my hardest, right? Like I am not a first person shooter type. Like, I like my puzzle games. I like my story driven. I'm pretty good at hack and slash. I'm not gonna lie. I'm decent at hack and slash. But this one, like I'm not. And like I'm trying so hard. And like they're casually dropping like 40, 50 kills. Like it's nothing.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm like, I got 12. You know, I got 13.
Like, I contributed.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm on the team. I did it well. You know, I'm like hoping they don't like. They're only looking at the scores. They don't look at like the actual kill death
Yeah.
ratios and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, 100%.
Because and so that's what I tell people also about like if you're a guy or even if you're a girl and you're looking for a guy and you're like, I want a gamer person, like understand that like there's different types of games.
There's different type of gamers.
Different types of gamers. And I always say this, if you're like a really big shooter, you don't probably want a chick who's also a really big shooter, right? Like because here's the thing, Doc, and you can like, I would love your opinion. Either A, y'all are going to get in an argument, right? When it gets too good, like who's better, or B, if she is really better than you, you're going to feel a certain way.
I think that is such a valid. I think that's such a valid point because I don't think guys, unless you're like super chill about it. I mean, I'm sure like ISO jokes about it. He's like, if you get better at it, it's all good. He keeps saying that we're gonna have 5 babies.
No,
we're gonna have 5 babies, and he's gonna create a 5 stack for Valerie. I was like, hell no, we're not. Hell no, we're not. But no, I was like, I don't think like what you said is such a fair statement because there's arguments or you rage at each other.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's going to be so intense. Like, right. If you found someone who's like the same, like you both like really love the same, like, especially if it's a competitive game, which is usually guys who are into competitive games ask this question, how can I find a chick who's into gaming? And I'm like, probably you already know them. All right. But if you really found someone who's like, are you okay if the woman is better than you at the game? And all guys always say this. They always say it's because it's everything. Woman could be better at the game. Woman could make more money. Like everything. The guy eventually starts to feel a certain way.
Oh, 100%.
And in game, it's like that's their thing. So I'm like, don't ask for what you really don't want. Like what you want is actually, Duck, like what you're someone who's familiar with games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna keep it real. You're like, I can't tell the difference, you know? Like, so when ISO wants that 5090 coming out this fall, you're gonna be like, yeah, but you still haven't put together my PC. A and B.
Oh my god.
You know, B. There's some diapers we need to buy. You know, like that's, and so like you're gonna let him game because that's his outlet, but you're gonna keep it real. Like, you know, like that's the truth.
You know, that's why he sold me on the Rogue Ally. That was one of his presentation points with Doc.
Does it?
Yeah, you know, I can't spend a lot of time on my PC, so I need, you know, I can still game on the Rogue Ally X and watch baby, you know, like cuddled up on the couch and I'm still gaming. Yeah. And I was like, I really fought it for like a good 2 weeks. And I was like, just wait till the baby comes. And then if you really feel that way, then we can still get it. Right. And then he finally was like, hey, so I got like a bonus that's coming through. And, you know, this is extra money. And, you know, what do you think? You know, and he really said, I'll take the girls to get their nails done. Because I'm talking about the dogs. I'll get the girls to get the nails done.
My goodness.
And then he hits me with like, you know, baby, I haven't got you anything nice in a while. Like, what do you want? What do you want? And I'm here like, I want for not. Like, he bought me a cabinet for our snackies because that's what I want. I am so weird, you guys. Any other girl will probably jump on the opportunity to buy something or buy, like, I looked at him, I was like, games on Steam? You'll buy me any game on Steam? And he's like, yeah. And he'll be like, or actually, no, he, at first when he offered it to me, I was like, oh, let's get baby furniture. Oh, let's buy the things for the dogs. And he goes,
you know, practical.
He said, for you, buy something for you. And I was like, oh, that's really hard. I want for not. I'm not super materialistic. I take care of the things that I have. So, but everything as far as like the monitors that I have to the damn near the mouse, and I have like, what is this, babe? The Logitech super lightweight wireless mouse. See, I don't even know. Again, going back to it. You guys always talk about casual gamers, Doc. I'm telling you right now, a super casual gamer like myself, I do not know the difference other than like, oh yeah, I can feel a slight difference, but I was fine with my mouse before.
Yeah, there's a very thin line between, but don't
What I
say
want and need. And but yeah, everything nice that I have as far as like just like the more higher end stuff when it comes to gaming about it. But when it comes to this works, like I got it. Like this works. This is fine. What did I have before this? I think when we first built my PC, because I had a laptop, I started playing games on Valorant. Again, I go to Valorant because that's probably the most toxic game that I play. And now that I play competitive, and I play comp games on it, yeah, like it.
Do you play ranked?
I play ranked on Valo. I'm not that good, guys.
What's your rank on Valorant?
No, it's bad. I'm so upset because I was only 2 from each time. I'm only 2 away from ever getting to silver 1 every single time. And that for
So you're like
that's
bronze. Like what is Valorant?
I'm
go?
bronze
Like
3 and bronze 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and I play casually. So to me, like I'm fine with where I'm at because I know that that's where I belong. Me and Pengu, that's my duo. My little cousin's my duo. But for me, like that is the most toxic game that I play. Isa goes, yeah, when you get good, you can play with me. I was like, no. He's like, why? I was like, 1, I don't want you yelling at me if I miss a headshot.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Or I already rage at this game. Like sometimes I'm good at the characters I play, the agents I play. My main is KO right now, and ISO plays KO. So I learned a lot of.
Is that the one with the switchblade, the knife? Because I always see knife ISO with this character that has a knife.
Well, different ones. That's just the knife that you have, but his abilities, he's an initiator. He's more info gather type of thing. He can blind, he throws his knife, which disables abilities for a second or so, but it also lets you know that this person's around this area. His ult disables abilities for an X period of time. So it's a character I'm comfortable playing with. You can be aggressive, you can kind of just be alert, you can kind of be, which is good for me. I'm always a support character. Like I am the support character. I'm never the aggressive one or an aggressor. So that's kind of where I like playing. And yeah, so when I play Valo, I play ranked. I usually play KO. I get a lot of my lineups from ISO or just nicks and tricks that you see online. He will hear me raging and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, no, this person's stupid. Why would they peek that? Like, obviously this motherfucker has an op. And this guy can't shoot for shit. So why is he peeking it? He thinks he's him. And like
he thinks he's him. Look at you.
I'm so mean. And
You're not him. You're not
him. And like, or it irks me if I'm the one that's top fragging. Because that should tell you something. I know I suck. Why am I top fragging? I should be in the middle somewhere. That's not where I should be, is top frag. And we lose or we're losing, I'm getting frustrated. This is what I do. I go, I'm calling in an audible, and he'll play it because I'll tell him like, I want this game to end. Just end it for me. Like, just end it, right? And my little cousin, Pengu, will get her little brother, Llama, and he'll play. And both ISO and Llama have peaked plat 3.
Yeah, they're
respectively
really good. Like,
yeah, so like, and mind you, we're playing in like freaking bronze, maybe low silver lobbies. So they get on here and they're like, all right, lock it in. Like, and sometimes it's too far gone. Sometimes it's a little too far gone to play and win by the time we get them, because we try to play. But sometimes we just get so frustrated with our teammates that like, and it sucks. Being a gamer girl is sucky if you're playing in comp games and in toxic lobbies. Because if you speak, they're like, oh, you're a girl, you don't know what you're talking about. Bitch, I have 7 more kills than you. You should pick it up. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Is it like a kid that you're arguing with? Because that happens to me.
No, sometimes it's grown-ass men.
Grown-ups?
Oh, yeah. Like, think there was one game that I was playing, and I have it on metal somewhere. There was somebody on a different site, and I was holding down that site, and I knew they were there, but my teammates were getting killed on the other site. And by the time that I had rotated, it was a 5v1, like me by myself, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lose this. Like I'm for sure gonna lose this. Headshot, took out 3, and I was like,
you clutch?
Yeah, I took out 3, and I was like, okay, cool. And I'm like, okay, I have to keep in mind somebody's probably going to flank me on one side and this other person's somewhere else. So I'm like looking, and my game sense is good only because of the things I've learned from ISO and Llama respectively. So I end up getting the 4th person. I'm like, okay, I have my all my util.
1v1.
Yeah, it's a 1v1 here. And I'm like, okay, they were from the other side. So I throw my info knife to one side to see if they're going to flank me. And this guy is in my ear telling me what to do, right?
You just died, dude. Like
you died a while ago. I got 4 in a row. Like, leave me alone. Let me try to clutch this. Let me try to get my ace. And he's just in my ear. Oh, don't lose. Why'd you throw your knife there? He's not there. And I was like, unmuted for 2 seconds, and I was like, listen, motherfucker. He was there last scene. I'm trying to make sure I don't get flanked, right? And like, I'm not only saying this in Discord. I'm only saying it to Pingu. I'm talking my shit. And then I ult just in case, because he's not coming from there. Don't know where he's coming from. Not entirely sure. So he pops out, and I end up getting another headshot on him. And so I aced, right? Wow. And so my dumb toxic ass does it in the team chat. I was like, how about you just shut the fuck up and let me fucking play? Because obviously I can get a 5K for my duelist. And he was like, my bad. But I didn't know you were a female. I didn't know you're female. And then comes these like random things because I'm a female, like, I didn't know you're pretty good for a female. Like, just like some toxic
you lost. You lost.
Like, please, why is it all of a sudden because I'm a female and like this is the first time I'm chatting or whatever? Like, it's just so hard being a female gamer playing ranked or just in general, because sometimes I refuse to solo queue because it's happened to me once or twice where I get in the lobby with a bunch of guys, and I'll either suggest something or say something, and guys are just toxic. I don't know what it is. Men, I don't get it. Your egos are too big, your pride's too large, maybe.
Well, I think you probably see this in I'm not sure in the Navy. I'm sure it's in the Navy as well, but in the Army, what you have is like there's like this need a lot of times, and some women do this too, but you see a lot with men in like areas that they feel like they should dominate in, right? So military is a perfect example. I think gaming's one of these where they have to, not all the men, there's some great guys in chat. I don't know. I'm going to put that out there. There's some mature guys in chat for sure. But there's sometimes men have to feel like they have to contribute. Like they have to say, like they have to like put on this show of like, oh, we're doing this. So I have to add something. Yeah. And it's like, sometimes you don't have to say anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like something just like,
and not to say females aren't toxic.
No.
Right? Like, let's put that out there. Some females are like super toxic and like especially like, I don't know, Valorant, man. We're weird. Valorant can be like a really great game where I have great clips where I find random people. Like I said, they'll be like, "You're not an ugly duck, you're a beautiful duck," or some like just some random stuff that happens, and like you just have a good game. But then you get another female that's like, "Oh my god, like you suck," and I'm like, "Okay." Like, oh my god, okay, like. Why are you like this? Like, go somewhere else. You don't need to say anything. Like, why are you like this?
So there's like, I think you're right? There's like the gamer chick, like there's a gamer chick who is like super like, just like us, right? Like probably like a woman who's just like, look, I'm just trying to waste time, entertain myself, try to get a little bit better.
Right.
Like, that's all I'm here for, just having fun. Then there's like the gamer chick who's like, she's like used to being the only gamer chick around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and she then has to then you're like, for some reason, like, it's like a competition, and it's like, yo, chick, like, I'm like 30 years older than you. Like, I do not need this.
I'm just here. I'm just living my best life. I'm existing. Can I just exist?
That's it. And it's like, I don't know. I think it's a maturity thing, because I definitely
think so.
I think all of this toxicity is like a maturity thing.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
when I see a guy who's like super toxic and it sounds like he's in his 40s in the game, I'm like, you've missed some like adulting along the way if you think you're being that upset about this game, right? Like, yes, go, like, you lost around, like, what's going on here? So I totally hear you. Like, I've been getting into a game called X Defiant. I kind of stopped playing there for a little bit because I've been playing Black Myth Wukong.
How do you like it?
Which one, X Defiant? Or Black Myth?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Llama play with ISO, and even my brother had played with them at one point, and I was just like, I've watched them play, and I'm like, it's the same thing with Call of Duty, which is why I don't play. I think it's just too fast paced. But then ISO has said it multiple times. He's very surprised I'm even into Valorant at being an FPS, like, because I don't play FPSs. Like, I really don't.
Yeah, so I think I'm the same way. Like, I don't play like I said, I do my hack and slashes because, like, I was a Zelda fan. So, like, I have, like, done that. I do Metroidvanias and I do puzzle games. And, like, if you add a story into the Metroidvania hack and slash or puzzle, like, I'm happy. I just started getting to FPS. Like, the first time I've played an FPS since, I don't know, I played a little bit of Siege, and then before then was like GoldenEye. Like it's not something I really get into, but I like it because, like, so like, the way you're describing Valorant is it's a little bit different, right? Because Valorant, it's like you die once and you're out of the round, right? And X Defiant is more like the Call of Duty model where you die and then you get regenerated, and so you then have like this you just keep dying and killing and dying, and it's like some type of objective, whether it's time or positional. But what I like about it, and Valorant has this too, is the abilities. Like, I like this idea about being strategic and you need a team. Like, there's something about that aspect that I really like, and it pulls me towards. So I like it, and it's quick and it's free to play. Valorant's free to play too, so I don't know. I like it.
You can play Valorant with me and Pangu. I think we're Warrior Speed. Don't play with ISO.
I'm horrible. I'm just now starting.
You're probably better than me. You're probably not giving yourself enough credit.
I know how good. I just like I said, it's like I don't know, maybe it's the military thing, like sporting. Like, I just like a team element. Like, I have a role. If I do this role right, I have some abilities. Like, I know how to contribute. I think that's what it is.
Like, I contributed to the team. Like, I'm here.
Right. Like, I'm here. I did it. And I feel like, okay, I know what that is. I can get better at that. I can get better at whatever it is, like shooting or defending or I don't revive. I'm not really a revival type, but something, you know. So that's why I like it. But like I said, I've been playing Black Myth Wukong recently, and it's really interesting because I think, to your point, a lot of, and this is, I think, for everything, like, a lot of women, we sometimes downplay our ability, like, to like play something, and as where guys are like always like, I'm the best, and it's like, 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 for the amount of time you put into that, like, you're okay.
You should be a little better, but all
right. Exactly. It's like I don't play for 2 weeks, and it's like I can pick it back up. You don't play, like, you play every day, and it's like, you're okay, right? So with Black Myth Wukong, it's like a very hard game, and like I was asking some people like who are like really into like Elden Ring, like Souls games, because that's the big thing. You're a Souls game. You're like, I'm a real gamer. I'm a Souls gamer, right? And I was asking, like, okay, like, what was the hardest boss? And they're telling me these bosses, and I'm like, do we play the same game? Because that's not a hard boss. Like, that's not a hard level.
Like, I'm like 3 past that. Like,
yeah, it's like, that's not hard. Like, how is that hard? Like and so I think I've realized that there's certain things that I'm gonna start being a lot more prideful in, like
Yeah.
in these conversations about
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh, I
100%.
I did that,
Mhm.
So we'll see. So y'all are about to see a more toxic purple. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Play with me and Pingu on Valorant, and we will.
We'll see.
You'll tell people to shut the fuck up out of nowhere.
Oh
Because
my
like
goodness.
ISO will walk in and he's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, this motherfucker tried to tell me how to do my job, and I'm doing better." Like,
Oh my god. I may play. I mean, because it's free to play. It just came to console. So like I do have a gaming PC, but I don't like sitting around my desk. Like I'm around computers all the time. I know, and I know a lot of PC people will be like, well, you can hook it up to your TV. I get it. I can hook it up to the TV, but I like my console for some reason. I don't know. I'm kind of
That's
wedded to
fair.
it. I'm
That's
wedded to
fair.
it. Um,
That's fine.
but
Preferences, you know.
what's that?
That's fine. It's preferences, you know.
It's preferences, but I do have the gaming PC, but I don't use it. I use it for this.
That's fair. I mean, it's not for everybody. I like having playing on PC.
Oh, Doc, yeah.
Oh, I don't want to like lack for a better term. I felt more limited playing on console because when you play on console, when you play online, you have to play with people that are like on the same console as you. And if your friends are all PC players or they're Xbox players, you don't get or PS players or Xbox players, you're not playing on the same thing.
No, you're right. I think the reason I would see PC is because like especially in first person shooters, if you have two people who are about the same level, a console like a controller versus a mouse and keyboard, like they played about the same amount, they do about the same thing, the mouse and keyboard player is going to be better.
Yeah.
Just because like you can control your aim, you can move in a way sometimes that a controller can't. And so I totally see that. Like I said, I just started playing on it, so we'll see. Not on PC, but the first person shooter, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll
Try
see how
it
it
out
goes.
just for the Wednesday Tuesdays. I seen ISO try it on the PlayStation, and I gotta say, playing Valorant on the console because I tried it just to try it, and I was like, now I remember why I never really liked FPS on the controllers. He was like, why? I was like, because I can't do this for shit.
Yeah, you're like moving. It's. I could definitely tell. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I may download. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it on GFN. I don't have to download it. We'll see how it is. And Fast is Fast. Welcome back, Fast. So no, we'll see. We'll see how we do it. So besides Valorant, what other, like you said you're into puzzles, like what other type of game, what other games do you do?
We a lot of the games that like I've picked up are, like I said, my family. My family is a big factor in all the games that I play. So we've gotten like a lot of indie games, really, like Core Keeper. I think ISO found that. And it's a really cute. Yeah, it was a really, really cute indie game. Look it up. Explorer base type thing. You have to make your base and you make it through the world and you do different things and you craft different things. And I think the largest party that we had at one point in time was me, ISO, Llama, Pengu. And Pengu even got her girlfriend to just randomly download it on her computer. My brother and my other cousin. So there was about like a good 7 of us playing at one point in time. And this is like one of those times, like I said, where I'm just doing my own thing and then I randomly scream for help because I got mobbed. And my lagging. I knew it a few seconds because I saw it. But yeah, so Pengu and her girlfriend are fishing, going to get fished, like feed everybody. And I think ISO, Llama, and my brother were inside the base, like fixing something. And I'm like, oh, we need more ore. Let me go find it. And I'm walking down, and all of a sudden there's like a mob of like 8 monsters running at me. And I'm like, I like ran and I was like screaming. They're like, what's going on? They come out and there's like 10 of them. And I'm like, help me, please. Somebody save me. All I have is a little pond. And yeah, so we played Core Keeper for a while there. I think the consensus for all of us, because we were in its beta testing when we started playing, that now we're waiting for the one
The full one?
to come out. Content and hey,
And you're playing on PC or you play on PC or PC? Because I see it's on Switch.
yeah, no, it's on Switch, but we play on PC because majority of us have PCs now.
So okay, so that's how you do it.
Yeah. So I think the only console gamers really left is like the oldest cousin. But even him, we've kind of tainted, and we got him on PC now. But everybody has a PC in my family, and that it's a lot easier. Like I
So you
said,
can
it's
check.
just-
So it's connect because
Yeah.
you're on the same platform. No, I can see
Yeah.
it. I can see it. Like I said, I could see it. I think I'm still minus like X Defiant. There's really only like 2 other games I play with other people.
Mhm.
No, X Defiant in the only other game's Remnant. It's a weird and it's only like 2. You're only on a team of like 2 other people. So
Mm.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sold on it.
Yeah.
I'm not sold. We'll see.
I have a lot of indie games, really, is what I play. Ember Knights, which is something again that my family brought to the table. It's kind of like you make your own kitchen type thing. Phasmophobia, we were on that for a good minute. I killed ISO, got him killed multiple times. I think that was the name of the game when he played at that point, was how fast could I get ISO killed during a round? Because, you know, the ghost would come out of nowhere, and I may or may not have been playing with the cursed item, and he sacrifices himself to save me. Love you.
Aww.
No, not by choice. It's not an awe by choice. It's a I do it and then he dies. Raft was another one. I think that is a really fun one that we played, just because there's a lot of chaos that will happen with Raft. I don't know. Pengu's role is more of she looks for things, like she like researches things and she'll build things. My role is to like hunt and gather, mostly gather, and then ISO and Mama, my brother, will go off and do really, really random things.
I gotta play this game. I have to play. So I like indies too. So I'm gonna like have to look some of this up because like you're giving me all sorts of like I've never heard of these.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like let's see what else. Oh, Lethal Company. Everyone's played Lethal Company. We've modded it because we have more.
Oh my god,
family.
you're saying modded. Oh my god, you're using like actual PC gaming terms.
I know. Yeah, right now it's been a while since I've been on the PC world, but like, so I know a little more terms because before I didn't even know what modding was until like I've never tried modding.
What is this? This co-op horror game? 10 out of 10. What the heck?
Yeah.
Is that what this is? Is this a co-op horror game? Lethal Company?
Oh my gosh, you've never played it?
No, I never played this.
Okay, you guys, we need you to get it, and I will play with you and ISO.
It's a 10 out of 10. Chat, it's a 10 out of 10. Lethal Company, a 10 out of, and I play horror games.
Oh, you're gonna love this. I gotta get you in to do it without anybody telling you what it is, because it's just funny. Just jump into it and play the game. And the premise of the game is collect scrap so you can make money. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Collect scrap and make money. That's it. That's all. That's all you have to do.
Oh my goodness.
Find items on the ground, bring it back to the ship. That's all. That's all we gotta do.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, like Lethal Company is hilarious. Try that. let's see what else have I played. We played Small Lands. Helldivers was another one, most recent that we were playing.
I know Helldivers. I know that one.
I like it, but I also didn't like it. Mainly because I had no idea what the hell I was doing. My cousins and I still wanted to play it, and I just get down there and I was like, call it an airstrike. Okay. Next thing you know, I died by a bug, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but okay. Other than the fun line of democracy.
Helldivers.
Yeah, Helldivers. That was a good one. Dinkum, like farming. I love farming sims.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I love farming sims. ISO got me into Dinkum. We did a stream. I think it was like the second day we
saw
had it.
him playing Dinkum.
We played for 6 hours.
I remember this.
Yeah, we played for 6 hours when it came, like when we got the game, we played for 6 hours on stream, and we were like, oh my God, it's already like 8 o'clock. We need to feed ourselves and we got to walk the dog. Like, oh shit, my bad, you know? And we didn't realize, and that's the thing I love about farming sims, I guess, is I like I said earlier, I like a lot of brain dead games because I think a lot at work. I don't want to think a lot when I play games sometimes. It's my de-stressor. So sometimes I'm just like, yeah, you know, farming sims are great. So Dinkum is like that. Core Keeper's kind of like that, but it's more like build your base kind of thing too. What else have we played? I got Pengu into playing. So I played It Takes Two with ISO. And
okay, I played It Takes Two. I know this one.
Hindsight, we never thought about trying to stream it or anything like that when we had first got it. And I think it was like the end of COVID, maybe, when we first got it. And I wish we had, because some of the stuff that we say, and ISO tells me this, he's like, if you ever streamed, I think you'd be really good at it. Like, because you're funny. The things that you say is funny. But like the part where you kill the elephant, I was like, oh, let's murder her. It was like, yo, what the hell? I was like, no, we're ripping off her ear. Like, push her off, kick her off the mountain. He's like, what's wrong with you? I was like, because it's funny.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
everyone feels bad. I was like, nah, murder the elephant, murder the queen.
So okay. So we do have a rage. I see where the rage comes from.
Yeah, I'm very random. I like chaos. I think playing games, I like to create chaos sometimes.
Ooh.
Sometimes I'm there. Sometimes I just want to, like, you know, be casual and help the team. Other times I'm like, if we press this button, we die.
I know. So
I like that red button. So like, let's press the red button.
Oh my goodness. In my mind, because I'm like, my mind automatically goes to, okay, like at work, I bet you're like super professional, super nice,
Yes.
super easy. But you bottle that up, and when you get into games, you let that out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Like you're like, I'm here. I'm not gonna be nice. I'm gonna do what I do. Oh my goodness. There's probably layers to, what do they say? Layers to onions to that,
like,
whatever.
I don't even know, like layers to this, like an onion. Is that?
Yeah, I don't know. They both say something. They both say something weird.
Pal World. When Pal World came out, we opened up a server just specifically for family and close friends. And here goes my brother, ISO, and Llama playing the game as you should, trying to get to the highest level and the best things that you possibly can. Here's the thing. I'm gonna go find. I went to go find a base, and I was like, I want this one. It has a great scenery. So all of them were like, not us, like trying to find it near like actual resources or anything like that. Duck over here wants it because she was like, oh look, she has a view of the beach. I was like, isn't it cute here though?
Oh.
So that was like my first base. I was like, this is my pal concentration camp. At least they get it. Like we wanted to give them a good view as they work and be depressed.
They slaved.
Yeah, so, and then the second base, because you can have two. I found another base. Specifically, they were like, oh, Duck, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm looking for a good place to put my second base. Llama goes, oh, there's a great place over here that has a bunch of like ingot ores. Like you can do this here. There's like 4 of them. Put it over here. I was like, oh, that's a good spot. I'm gonna go check over here really quick. And so I flew to like the most offset island, nowhere near anything good. And I found another place because it had a great like little view. And they were like, what are you doing? I got quiet for a good hour or two. And they were like talking amongst themselves, like, oh, are you gonna go get this? Where are you going? Da, da, da. And my dumb ass was quiet for a whole hour, and they were like, I'm gonna go check on what the duck's doing. So ISO comes over and I built a whole little castle, and I was like, it's my vacation home. And I was like building little things in furniture. And he was like, what, are you serious right now? I was like, yeah. He was like, well, what are you doing? I was like, see, the other base, my PAL concentration camp, I have like a bunch of stuff set up, and I had like 3 little things for wood and 3 little things for stone. And like I had them buy like the ingot ores and farming and all this other stuff. And when they looked at it, they're like, why is all your stuff like upset? Like you can get I have better pals that'll work faster. I was like, nah, he's good. He said he likes to be like one of the passive traits. It was like, he likes to be a slave, so he likes to work here. I don't care if he's upset. But we get over to my vacation home. That's what I called it. My second base was my vacation home. I had all the cutest pals there, and I made sure to keep them happy just because they were cute. The other ones, I was like, work.
Wow.
Work
So you discriminate based upon looks from from your pals. So
don't get me started on Animal Crossing. I would kick out all the ugly animals on my Animal Crossing. We only keep cute people.
Oh my good! This is so ironic coming from the gamer tag
Ultra Ugly Duck.
Ultra Ugly Duck.
ISO would like laugh at me because he would watch me play, because I would play on the living room on my 85 inch.
Did we ugly? Yeah, we can hear you now. So you say you're playing on your 85 inch?
Yeah, shameless
plug. You know, if y'all did not, we've established that Duck has an 85 inch TV where she games.
Yeah.
So you know, like,
but yeah, so I was playing Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing since GameCube. Just that's probably one of my favorite, like most favorite games that Nintendo has. Yeah, so sometimes he came in. This is the first time he's ever seen, like, saw me play on the TV. And he came in once when I was like, oh, I have a camper on my village. Let's go find out who it is. And he's watching me play. And I like go up to the little campsite that I made. And I go in. I was like, oh, you're ugly. Go away. And he was
so ugly animals, ugly pals.
No, we don't like them.
We don't like them. We only like
the cute stuff like Peanut. If you know what I'm talking about from Animal Crossing, the cute little pink squirrel. We love her. We don't like Frank, the motivational eagle, the motivational bald eagle. He's not cute. He has like the deepest voice ever. He can go away. We don't like him.
Frank. Who do we like? Who's the one we like? I just want to see Peanut.
Yeah. Animal Crossing, Peanut.
Peanut, Animal Crossing. I just want to see these. What makes Peanut cute?
She was one of the original animals from like even the GameCube era.
I'm looking at these right now. And so we have Peanut. What about
and I think is it Peanut? It's not Peanut. What is her name?
No, Peanut is one. We're looking at
pink
Peanut.
And it's
Peanut is pink. Peanut's pink like a squirrel.
Yeah, and then the other one is I think it's Frank. Let's look at Frank.
Frank.
Yeah, Frank. Look at Frank. He's not cute. He's not cute. Get Frank out of here.
Frank. This is not Frank. You're not a Frank type.
No, we're not Frank. No. Like Frank.
I bet you. So you're like a Bruce type then.
Who's Bruce?
There's like, I don't know. I'm just looking at Animal Crossing animals right now. I'm like, who? Like, if you like Peanut,
No, Bruce is cranky. We don't care for Bruce. No, we don't care for Bruce.
We don't like Bruce.
Yeah, the other chick. Hold on. Let me give me the Animal Crossing cards. Give me a moment. Like Fauna and Goldie. We love them. Bunny, Melly, Isabella. We love Isabella. Right? We love them. But you get like Octavian and Tucker. Get them out of here. I am so mean, and I
Yeah,
like,
this is so y'all who want a gamer chick, this is like what goes in their mind.
Yeah,
this is what goes through like a gamer chick's mind. I'm just wondering.
That's me.
This is a legit conversation we're having right now, because I'm like, okay, let me see. Like, and like I might buy the game now just to do this. This is like what I'm doing. I'm like,
do you want the cute ones or you want the ugly ones? Because some people, like some streamers, have.
See, I'm a personality type.
They have personalities too. Some of them are preppy. Some of them are cranky and grumpy. Some of them are materialistic. Some of them are very they're moody, meaning like they like to be Debbie Downers. I have one of those, but we keep him because he's cute. Yeah, like we got jocks. They have jocks. Like Frank is a jock. He's cool, but like he's not cute enough to stay on the island.
He's not cute. So note to self.
Off.
Note to self. You can if you're not cute, you're getting booted off. Nothing can save you.
Yeah, there's like Marshall's cute, but Marshall's snooty. So Marshall's a cute little squirrel. He's adorable.
Characters.
But he's mean. Like he's snooty.
There's 400 of these characters?
Yeah, so you have to I believe it started on GameCube.
Yeah, there's
or maybe
400 characters.
But they've had 3 different DS versions. And each time they've added a different one. So I believe the one that they have right now is the one that has the most because they brought them all back.
They just add them. They just added it. Oh wow.
Yeah. And I think my all-time favorite was the one on DS, and they had a mall, and it was cute. It was a really cute one. That's when you first became the mayor, I think, too. Oh no, that was a different one because that was the one where you could actually swim in the ocean. But yeah, I love this game. It's one of my favorite games. But what I do to get them off my island or to get them to want to move is I used to hit them with the net. To get them mad almost every day. So they'd be like, I'm going to move from here. I'd be like, okay, bye.
Bye. Sorry.
Sorry, we don't want you here.
Sorry. I can tell what type of like this is kind of this is kind of mean. Like you're like you make it hard on people.
I said that's the same thing. He's like, why are you so mean? Like look up pals for Pal World, and I will tell you which ones I think are just dumb and ugly.
And those are the ones that are gonna work. Or you're gonna
those are the Toco Tocos, those little bird thingies. They're ugly as hell, but I keep them around so I can force them to work. And the monkeys, and the little monkeys, yeah, them too. I make them work. But you got Lammy, I'll force Lammy to work. But you got on my vacation world or my vacation island, the little squirrels, the lift monks, and the little foxes. I'm like, aw, you guys need beds. You guys get the most upgraded bed that I have. Really? They're like, why are you like this? I'm like, because they're cute. They deserve a good spot to lay in.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And I think one of my favorite pals ever is going to be Depresso. There is a pal called Depresso, and I need you to look him up. And I need you to look how he
is very blue.
Yes, but type in Depresso. I think, let me see. Depresso holding items or something, or dragging. Just get the just the way that he holds items in general. He doesn't hold them like other pals will pick it up and walk it over places. He drags things.
I could see that. It looks like he's a slow dragger.
And he does. He walks like he's just super upset, and I love him.
Aw.
I love him so
Aw.
much. He's like, I'm like, oh, whoever was on the development team and they thought of pals, they won with Depresso.
Oh my goodness.
They knew what they were doing with this guy, because when he goes to like, you tell him to like break a rock, this guy drags his little hammer
Little
over,
pick.
and he just like, he swings it like he's just so like, I'm over this. I hate it here. Like, I love him. He's just so cute.
I
We
see
keep
him.
Depresso.
They have like a little gif of it. Oh my goodness.
I
I
love
didn't
him.
play. I didn't play Power World. I know it was really big. but
It was really huge, and I think it was really, in my personal opinion, I think the reason why it was so huge was because it came out after, what's the most recent Pokemon game? Scarlet and Violet. There was so much hype around the fact that it was going to be open world like Arceus, because Arceus was really good and everyone really liked Arceus. They were hoping that Scarlet and Violet were going to be the same. And that, especially because you were co-opted. Like, this is the first time that you could co-op in Pokemon and run around with your friends in this open world era, that like everyone had high hopes for it to catch Pokemon and all this other stuff. But then there was so many issues with lagging, desync and just overall, like, I think it didn't happen to me, but I've heard so many people be like, oh, they came across a shiny Eevee, which is like freaking one in none. You can hardly come across a shiny Eevee. They would catch it, it would say that it caught, and then it was so far back on lag that it wouldn't happen again. Like, they tried everything and it was like, what the hell? Like, this is stupid. Power World came out to the point where you can play with multiple people online at the same time, doing almost the same thing, riding around on pals, catching pals. And then they introduced having guns. And I'm telling you, look it up, a Lifmunk with a rifle. Cute, deadly, love it. Cute and deadly, we love it. Or a freaking Lamball on a freaking Gatling gun, just cause machine gun on top of the tower.
Lifmunk, like Lifmunk rifle.
Yeah,
I could see why people. Okay, I see this. Okay, I see that. I see
yeah,
that.
right. And
I see
and
that.
like, there's things like that where like it won with that, just that alone. Now,
The cuteness factor.
The cuteness factor, along with slavery, along with like guns, like they put that all together, and it was just so good. It was so good. I think that the hype died down though, because they released it, but there wasn't enough content. A lot of people, like my husband, my brother, my little cousin, whereas I'm over here trying to build a vacation home. They reached level 30 to 40 pretty quickly.
Yes.
So they kind of capped out, and they were like, oh, whatever. Power Word storyline surprisingly dark. Yes.
Ineolk, did you play Power World? I know Ineolk is another one who's like into Nintendo, and I don't know. I didn't play it because it was mostly on PC. I think Xbox had it too. No?
Yes, it did. I was trying to convince a friend of mine at work to get it, just because like he was like, is it worth it? I said, yeah, honestly, it is. Just for like the shits and giggles that you get out of it, like 100%. Because some of the stuff in there, like, people get like pretty creative. They had I've seen people on like Instagram or something where they would have it on they would build like a whole little factory, and they would have people, like, all their pals inside. And I was like, see, I didn't go that far. At least I gave my pals a view to look at while they slaved away.
They made it super dark.
Yeah, they made it super dark, and it was a fun game. I think it just I don't think there's as large of a player base as there was for a while. It was like,
no, it was like super huge. It was super huge.
Yeah, so...
And Roster played it with Sanchez. We haven't seen Sanchez in a while. What happened to Sanchez Roster? Even with Game Pass, I never got around to trying. Really Extra Life. See, I heard about it. I just want to see this. It's gonna bother me if I don't see the Steam charts to see how many people are. Oh my goodness, it has 12,000 people. That's weird. So in 8 months, it went from 1.1 million to, or the peak player count was 2.1 million. And now it is, as of right now, 12,000.
Yeah, and that's partially because a lot of people, you can, in the servers or in your own personal servers, you can add either, and this is something that we did too when we had our server, is we sped up the, because it was a little grindy, like it was. You can actually speed up player time by like how long days are, how long nights are, how long it takes to craft something. So if you didn't adjust those things, it actually was pretty grindy and it took you a while to get to things. Whereas like in ours, we were just so over having to wait 20 to 30 minutes to craft like one item. We sped it up by like, I think 50 or 60% on crafting. So we were able to make things a little bit faster, which helped out because again, there were so many people in our server that would play. I think peak in our PAL world was 8 people in our world, just our server.
In your little thing, yeah.
Yeah. And so just like, you know, just being able to help. And then when we were playing, again, probably in the, I think, when did we start playing beta time? I think it was during the beta time when we started playing PAL World. So there wasn't a lot of like, there was content, but if you sped up things like that, like we did, we kind of blew through a lot of things. And the only reason why we did that was because we couldn't share resources, not in the way that you would want to. And what I mean by that is with PAL World, before they kind of fixed it around a little bit, if you join somebody's guild, you can only have one base. And I was like, oh, well, why? I don't want to have to share my base with you because you can only have so many pals and so many things and so on and so forth. So it was like you had to play with each other, but we all had our individual bases and all this other stuff. So when you peak at like level 30, 40, there's not really much left for you to do. So it kind of lost, a lot of people lost interest. So they didn't, you know, they didn't come back.
Interesting. So, and Rouster, I see, thanks for dropping by. 4 a.m. is pretty early, so I know how early that is. But no, I could see, I think that's a lesson. This is an interesting one because PAL World had such a big, it was huge, right? Like when it came out earlier this year, it came out of nowhere. And I think to your point, like there was already a lot of buildup from Pokemon that did not meet people's expectations, but then you get like what initially people were saying was a Pokemon clone, which totally different gameplay loop. But it has these characters that kind of resemble Pokemon in a weird way.
Yeah.
But as a cautionary tale to like a live service game, you have to have content.
Yeah. Because after a while, like we kept it alive, and I think my family and we kind of just fell off one by one about who was interested in playing. Ultimately, I think ISO, because he was the main one that actually opened up that server that we were paying a service for to keep up. It wasn't super expensive, but it was like we died out after the second or third month playing the game. So now there's more content, like PvPs in there. They fixed a guild so that way people can have more spaces and a second base and things like that. It fixed all those things, but I feel like it was a little too late. And by the time that they tried and opened up the PvP, I think it enticed a few people to come back, but not enough for them to stay long, because there was also this big glitch that everyone found out about where you can battle the bosses and glitch it and catch the boss Pokemon. So then you're running around with these boss Pokemon that can, like, you're level 10 if your buddy does it right, and they give you this Pokeball or whatever, Pal Ball, and it has like this boss. And so you can be level 10 running around marking off things that are like 40, 50 levels above you because you can.
Because you had it.
Because you had it. Yeah, and it took the fun kind of out of exploring the world, the open world. And don't get me wrong, like if you're like me, again, the three of them were like trying to get to the top and get the very best things of the next things. I think I literally took like 30 minutes just flying up and down the map just so that I could look at the map. And that was the only time that I would ever bring out that super special Pokemon, is if I knew I was in an area where I was like, oh, I'm about to beat up and lose all my things that I have in my pockets if I don't, get this mob off my butt. And again, it's fun when you're playing with other people. It's fun, but then when you reach the top and you don't have anything to do, you're going to stop playing. And I stopped playing because ISO, my brother, and Llama just stopped playing, and it was like, well, this isn't really that fun anymore. And then we moved on. Yeah, and then ISO talks about it all the time. At least me and my family try open beta games and then or early access games even, and then we get bored because we run through all the content that's available in it, and then we never come back. And Core Keeper, yeah. So Core Keeper is kind of one of those games right now, just like Dinkum was one of those games. Though ISO did say that he wanted to get back into it, and I was like, I'm for it. When it comes to farming sims, I go a lot longer than most of them because I like farming sims. But Core Keeper, such a good game. I actually really love it. I love the art style. It's really, really cute. However, everyone stopped because we reached the peak. It peaked. And now that, there's more content because it's been about a year since we played, there's more content out. But Llama, when I was like, oh, we already have this game, you guys, we should start playing this again. Llama was like, I'm going to wait until the 1.0 release, because then there's going to be more content. I don't want us to catch up. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That's fair. It was the same thing with Smallland. We all did that as a group. And, that's just one of our biggest flaws when we play. We play things together. Especially early accesses, play it together and then never come back to it. So
that's interesting. So I'm like the exact, because I don't play early access. But
really?
I just, because I'm like, oh, it's not finished. Like, but then I understand. But I think to y'all, you're like, oh, this is like the newest thing. Right?
Yeah, like it's new. Let's try it.
It's something different. Let's get into it. You get into it. You beat it, right? Because it's like, it's early access. It's not going to be, or beta. I think a beta would probably be early access, probably is the full game. But then you don't come back to it. So that's an interesting behavior, because I think most people would say, oh, the beta, like those people are really into the game, or they're really wanting to play it. But you're saying it's different. That's interesting. I'm going to have to do a little research on that.
This is just because, like I said, this started as a family affair. All the gaming started as a family affair. And as much as I'm more of a gamer than my younger cousin Pengu is, she's definitely, she wouldn't have been as much of a gamer if it weren't for us cousins.
Right.
She hops on her PC, and me and ISO for her 24th birthday, we actually, because she had the Frankenstein of all Frankensteins. I mentioned this earlier. When one cousin, like right now,
it goes
down. It goes all down. So right now, I think my oldest brother, or not my oldest, my middle brother and ISO's computer, they're actually, I think, in par with each other. Maybe ISO just has a little bit of like newer parts, but
correct.
And my cousin, his gamer tag is Moistest Rice. After him, he did it because he knew a lot of people don't like the word moistest or moist in general. So that was his take on it. So his is probably the second or third, along with his older sister. She has a pretty good rig too. After them would probably be my PC, because I took over a lot of ISO's parts. So mine is actually pretty up there. But before then, me and Pengu were at the bottom of the barrel.
Y'all had the bottom one
Yeah, we had the bottom of the barrel because we had like everybody's extra parts put together and we were playing games. Well, Pingu's Frankenstein, quite literally Frankenstein computer pieced together type of thing, finally was going out. Like she couldn't even handle playing Core Keeper without her and it's not a demanding game whatsoever. It would just shut off on her. Yeah. So ISO and I were like, she is our dog's babysitter. She comes out and she always watches the dogs. She doesn't always let us pay for her. She always just like, oh yeah, just buy me food. Love her. She's like my baby sister. So I was talking to ISO. I was like, oh, you know, like she really needs a new PC. So ISO was like, all right, how about this? She pays half. It will make agreement. She wants to pay half. Let's get her a really good PC. So we ended up buying her something, not the best thing out there, but enough to like, it's a good gaming PC.
Get it back up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so Llama ended up getting that same PC a little bit later. And so now we all have really good PCs that we can game off of. And she is probably the epitome. If I'm a super casual gamer, she is like a pocket gamer, because that's all she is. Like she'll come out when she wants to play, but she's not into gaming like that. And if she is, she really only likes to play puzzle games or Valorant. Yeah. I think the most recent puzzle game we played was this Unboxing the Cryptic Killer. So it's a murder mystery game.
Oh my God. You're giving me so many titles to kind of look up.
Yeah. And it was like a free to play demo on Steam that we played first. And it was like the Cryptic Killer. And then, you know, we're detectives and we have to go through this whole thing to kind of like break out, like almost like an escape room kind of thing. So me and her are super into stuff like that, just in general. So we were playing that. But then she's so weird. She can't play other games long enough other than Valorant. She can play Valorant for at least like an hour and a half to 2 hours, but she can't play like Lethal Company because she gets motion sickness.
Oh no, that's weird. But she can play Valorant?
But she can play Valorant. Or she can play Minecraft on her phone.
On the play. But she's gaming. She's gaming.
She's gaming. She's gaming nonetheless.
She's probably doing it for you all as well, you know, to be with the cousins.
She was with us they were the ones that had the Wii U growing up. Like, or not the Wii U, the Wii. They had the Wii. So she played a lot of Nintendo games too. So her and I are probably the biggest Nintendo buffs in the family because we continue to play Nintendo games. But like most of the family now, because the PC was what kind of ties everything together, we don't really have to worry about, it's like, hey, you know, grab this game, like let's play this game. Everybody pretty much plays on PC in this family now. Like, we've all, look at that. Yeah, we don't yeah, proud PC people. We don't really play consoles. Like, I think, like I said, even my brother, the one that played the PS, the PlayStation, he has a PC. And thank you, Wii U was underrated.
Yeah, a lot of people like
Wii U was so underrated. It was slept on. Bunch of haters.
No, Extra Life Review, like who else says this? TK9, he's another person who's come by the show, had their own. They also said the Wii U is one of the most underrated console. I blame it on marketing. Right, because you had the Wii, and then you called it a Wii U, so people didn't know if it was like an accessory, but it was like totally different console.
Totally different, 100%. And if it weren't for my oldest girl cousin having one, and like us playing on it, she had it, and then she moved out of town because she went to college.
They're back.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so she had it, she moved out of town, but she let us little cousins play it first. And so I convinced my brother that I wanted it for Christmas. So he bought it for me.
So you got it.
So I got it. And my younger cousins and I kind of like were like, oh yeah, like the Wii U is so much better. And then the little Wii games that came with it, oh my God, those games are actually funny as hell.
See, I need to get it. I need to get the Wii U because like when I heard about the Wii U, I heard about like, oh, Nintendo like may go under because of the Wii U, like because it was
Yeah.
like such a disappointing coming off of the Wii, then going to the Wii U. So there's that. But Jack, I know we're late, but I'm going to ask you because you're a Nintendo person, so I know we're running late on
Mhm.
this, but I love this conversation. We got to do this again. You're always welcome
yeah.
back on the channel.
Anytime you want me, I'm here for you.
Oh, thank you so much. But since you're Nintendo, are you looking forward to the next iteration of Nintendo?
The Switch 2.
Okay, and what are you hoping to see in it?
If the Switch 2 and the one that I have, so it's hard because we have the Switch OLED, and like I said, I bought that for ISO, but we got that in and around the same time that he got the Steam Deck, so he hardly ever picked it up. Like he picked it up maybe for Violet because I got Scarlet, and he played or vice versa. Sorry, he played Scarlet, I played Violet. That was probably the only time that he really picked it up was for the Pokemon game. So it's not like it's a bad console or anything, but all of my stuff is on. I have the Animal Crossing edition, of course, Animal Crossing buff. I think there's going to be a huge difference if I went from the Animal Crossing Switch to a Switch 2. There would be a difference. I don't think there would be a difference if I had the OLED and that's all I gamed on, and then going into this, and it wouldn't be worth it. It's kind of like the way that I treat my iPhones. Like I always go like at least 2 generations out because then I can actually see I can actually see a difference. So if I see the Switch 2, I think that's what they're calling it. I don't know if they're going to call it something different. I'm pretty sure that's what they're calling it. But if I see it and I think like, oh yeah, there's a definite difference in this, I can see myself kind of debating whether or not I want to buy it. But as far as game wise, what I want to see is they said that they're going to release another Pokemon in 2025. What I really, really want from them is if they're going to continue to do that open world like they did, then I would want them to do it in a way that like Pal World really like put a flame under their butt, because
Yeah, you're back.
sorry. Arceus was great. I played Arceus. I loved Arceus. It had the open world concept, and that's why everybody thought Scarlet and Violet was going to be good. And when it wasn't, it was such a big letdown. And they made it so much more easier. I get it. Nintendo is really geared towards kids. And if you understand that and you know that about Nintendo and you're willing to accept that about Nintendo, like true Nintendo fans are, then you're not going to be hurt by it. But if there was a way that they made some of the games that were coming out to a point where it could be less handholding, that's what I would want to see. But I still love Nintendo. I'd probably still play the games. I'd probably still buy them. But that's because I love Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo fan. So
I hear you.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever get away from it. I think I would still buy it.
Yeah. So I think for me, because I'm looking forward to this. I've actually made the prediction that I think they're going to reveal it this month. I made that back in March and April.
Mhm.
So all these people jumping on the bandwagon, I said it back then. I still think it's going to probably come out. They're going to reveal. They're not going to ship it till later.
No, I think they're making I think it was ISO that told me, because I don't follow a lot of the gaming stuff. Like I don't follow like the release dates. I really all like ISO's main news outlet. So he was like, "Oh, they're coming out with the Switch 2," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like he was like, "You want to like, do you think you would want it?" Because he asked the same question. I was like, "I don't know. Depends. If there's like a big significant difference that I can see, then yeah, like I would see the appeal. It makes sense, So
Yeah. No, I think I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it just because I feel like they have something up their sleeves. Like they know, and the reason why I say that is because right, they've sold 140 million, 150. That's a lot, right? They've sold a lot of these. Their whole business model is selling hardware. So what I believe they're going to do is something to because the Switch is what, like 720 on their screen, which is fine. It's a screen. But I
Yeah.
think if they can, I have a feeling that they're gonna do something where it either upscales things or it's just gonna be more powerful. And also to that, I also feel like they're going to have games on there. They're gonna have at least the ability to play more mature games because they're gonna want to keep those customers,
Yeah.
right? That they have grown. So I'm excited about it. Obviously, I don't know what's gonna come out. But we'll see. Like I said, I'm a huge and I think that the gaming what we know of gaming today is so much owed to Nintendo, and I just want to see them continue to succeed. So we'll see. I don't know.
I don't know. I would probably still get a look, like probably, and I'm like, I wouldn't say ISO would be too into it. He's not as a big Nintendo fan as I am, especially now that he has a ROG Ally X.
No, he has the ROG Ally X. He has his PC. We didn't even talk about the VR that y'all. Well, we did. We talked about the.
Brought it up, but we're
Yeah, well,
really like.
yeah. So I see that. I don't know. I'm really interested to see what happens there, right? Because they do have their IP, and just like Breath of the Wild, when that came out, that was just very different from
And
what
that's
we
what I
had seen.
mean. That was like what I mean though. Like when they came out with the Switch, Breath of the Wild was one of the first open world concepts that they had,
Yeah,
and much to like Extra Life said, like when Scarlet and Violet came out and just the concept of it, everyone was like, "Oh, finally, they're going in a different direction. Like this is amazing. Like they're finally doing something different." And sometimes it's a letdown. Like that was a letdown.
that was
Breath
a
of the Wild
letdown.
it was great, but then Violet's flopped. You know, I think Doc mentioned it on one of his podcasts one time, or just one of his streams one time. Was just people will still spend money on buying the new Mario game, but it's still 7 worlds that you have to go through, 8 different levels, and you got to collect stars. But the appeal, even though the game is the same, you just change the levels and you change some layout of the game, people still buy it, and that's because it's nostalgia.
Yeah, well, I mean, the newest Mario, I felt like it was a solid platforming.
It's a little
game.
different. Yeah, it was good. I played it just a little bit. I didn't buy the game. But I played it a little bit because I think one of my cousins had it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is fun. It brings, again, most of just playing Nintendo games in general brings back nostalgia for me. And again,
Okay.
a lot of it goes back to my cousins and I growing up watching my grandpa play. Like I still play
Mario.
Tetris 99. I still play that game. It's on Switch, like Tetris 99. I still play that on the Switch. Like when I'm bored or I don't feel like playing on my PC, I will put that up on the TV and ISO will come out and he'll be like, "Oh, okay, you're a little chronic today, so go ahead." You know, like, and it just brings back, like, I again could not play Dr. Mario to save my life, but it's something about that and just watching my grandpa play. Like it just brings all that back. So just nostalgia. It's just nostalgia for me.
I love it. I love it. I think that like we started with your grandfather and we ending with your grandfather. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, Doc, thank you so much for this. I know we have been planning this for a little bit. And ISO, thank you for helping coordinate. And again, Doc, just thank you. First of all, thank you for your service. You know, obviously you're still in and just doing great things there. Congratulations on not only the wedding, but now you're expecting. So fingers crossed, keeping you in our prayers. You know, making sure that all that happens healthy. And then I don't know why I couldn't say that. I was like healthy.
Because we've been talking for 2 hours and we're tired now.
And then also just being awesome. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that. And like I said, anytime like you wanna like link up, we can play a game and or we can do the podcast again. And we can even bring more gamer girls on it if you want, just for shits and giggles.
We should do that. We definitely should do that. I think that we had Inio getting here earlier. We had Banana Killer. Both of them were there.
Mm-hmm.
Wit is a gamer chick. So that's 3 there. There's a couple I've interviewed. I actually probably have about good 10 to 20. So let's see if any of them are into it. For sure.
Yeah,
can do
I
that.
think all the different perspectives, all of us play like different games, different like perspective about how we game, and because
Yeah.
we're not all one cut, you know what I mean? Not
No.
one cut. So just getting the different perspectives from everybody and like what we agreed with. We talked about a couple controversy, like not controversy, but it's like gamer girls, gamer guys, the toxicity, things like that. It
Yeah.
would be great to get us all to talk about things like that. So
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, thank you again, Duck. And for everybody in chat, thank you. I know we went pretty long today. I see you there, Chariot Man. And Duck, if y'all want to catch Duck, we'll probably post ISO's channel to this one as well, because she sometimes does some stuff on there. We hear her in the background.
Well, hearing me in the background raging and or like interrupting his stream or hopping into
Love
his
it. We
videos.
love it.
And I think they love me more than they love him. Sometimes they look forward to the Duck on there. But if she wants to, if anything, I'm actually more on my friend's stream, if anything. And you can catch me on the chaos with that.
All right. Well, if you send me the link, I'll add it to this description as well.
For sure.
So we have it. And then again, extra just shout out. I see the Chariot Man, and you're right. Extra Life reviews super underrated, super underrated. So thank you again, Extra Life, for last week. And if y'all want to catch Extra Life, I believe it's 106. I forget what episode that was. 106 or 105, 107, somewhere around there. But this was Duck's week, so thank you. And for everybody else, I will be playing this Sunday. I don't know yet. Don't know the game. We may continue the game. I hear it gets better, but I wasn't convinced that the casting.
Or you could play Lethal Company. Just try it out.
We'll see.
Just try it out. It's not scary, but there's a lot of things that could happen.
Okay. We'll see what that is. All right. Well, for everybody else, thank you so much for coming by, and I will see you on. Whoa. I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, this is Purboys, and the proof is in the plane. I was about to forget my own tagline there.
Nope.
So with that, see you on the next one. All right. Later, everyone. Bye.
Bye.